This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. Am I too high? Let me get down here. Is that better?
I don't know.
Does this look good? We're good. It's Wednesday, September 23rd. I'm Tori here with Jeff. Jeff, how you doing?
I feel terrific.
You feel terrific?
Yeah.
And Lindsay joins us from home. Lindsay, how are you feeling?
Hey guys.
Hi.
I'm good. I miss the days when I used to be able to adjust my seat in the office, man. I need to come back and see you guys.
Oh, man. Remember how many times I've broken a chair doing that? So many times.
I'm not allowed to speak about that.
Yeah, that's true. Too many times. All right. We were all just actually, we'll be honest, watching this right before we came on air. I'm sure a lot of you were watching as well. The coffin of Ruth Bader Ginsburg is at the Supreme Court. Her former law clerks formed an honor guard as it was carried into the court. She will lie in repose for 2 days there, and the president will visit her on Thursday to pay his respects. And just so you guys know, this is the first woman to be laying in repose and the first Jewish person ever to be laying in repose. And hearing the mourner's Kaddish over Ruth Bader Ginsburg brought tears to my eyes, so may she rest. Let's move on to another strong female. Cindy McCain, the widow of Arizona Senator John McCain, has broken ranks with Republicans and is endorsing Joe Biden for president. Big surprise move here. Here's what she said on GMA.
I want a president who has my back on things, politicizing things that shouldn't be politicized. It's not doing me as an American citizen, everyone as an American citizen, any good.
The president tweeted about it this morning saying, quote, "I hardly know Cindy McCain, never a fan of John. Cindy can have Sleepy Joe." Speaking of which, the president took aim at Biden at this rally last night. Let's all take a look and then we'll discuss.
I wonder, in the debate, it'll be him and I on the stage. Is he going to walk in with a mask? I'll be honest, he feels good about the mask, and that's okay. You know what? Whatever makes you feel good. I mean, honestly, what the hell did he spend all that money on the plastic surgery if he's going to cover it up with a mask? Seriously.
Wow. Okay. Let's go back to Cindy McCain endorsing Biden. I knew she was like on his side from the Democratic convention, but fully endorsing him is another big deal. Lindsay, what do you make of this?
Well, I love the tweet that she sent out. She said that John McCain lived by a code, that it was country first and not politics first. You know, he was a veteran, and that's something that he stood on. And I know Al and you and I were discussing yesterday about a lot of politicians not standing on their morals.
Right.
And I think John McCain could say that he did so. And so I understand her choice because she probably is looking for somebody that's going to reach across the aisle and really try to make a way and figure out a way to not make politics so divisive. It's really like if you align with one side, there's not one thing the other side can say that'll make you agree, and we want to get out of that state and get into a state of conversation and growth.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. Jeff, they met because he was assigned, John McCain, as a military aide as they traveled together, and they became best of friends. They would picnic on Joe Biden's lawn. I miss those times when people could actually go across the aisle and be friends.
Yeah, you watch old videos of, like, you know, the passing of the torch from president to president. They're shaking hands and they're congratulating them. I noticed that with John F. Kennedy when he first became president. Was it over Nixon at that time? Or Nixon was after
Kennedy,
him?
Nixon resigned and Eisenhower,
whenever he
Johnson,
came into office, he was shaking hands. So it just kind of stuck out to me that that doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
That's the point I'm trying to make. But it's going back to John McCain and his wife. Listen, I think she's feeling what a lot of the country's feeling, and you could correct me if you think I'm wrong here, Tori. She's not voting for Joe Biden. She's not voting for President Trump. And I think President Trump is running against himself in this election. It doesn't matter who you put on that side. It has no indifference to anybody. You're either like Trump or you hate him and you want somebody else in that office. And I think that's exactly what she's doing. She's crossing over for good reason, because he doesn't like her husband, and he was a great man. I think John McCain was a great man, like Lindsay was saying, and he puts that man down. So of course I'm going to go vote for somebody who believes in him, or in this case, not Donald Trump.
It's a really good point. I will say that John McCain represents a Republican, a moderate group of people who really believe in sort of fiscally conservative views, lower taxes, and good, honest politics, meaning there wasn't this hatred. And I think she speaks to a lot of moderates, Lindsay, that actually could sway because of the decency that is being brought back, just like Jeff said. Don't you think?
And you said yesterday something that I thought was so profound that I didn't know, is that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, we were just speaking about her, was good friends, if not best friends, in the Supreme Court with Justice Scalia, which I think is so important to note. It's like, you know, we have to get things done. And no matter what, when there's a Republican president, usually the House is controlled by Democrats. Then when there's a Democratic president, the Senate is controlled by Republicans. And so we just get into this tango where everything is either reversed back to what it was when we changed positions of power of the presidency. And so it's just, I think that Jeff had a great point saying that, you know, it's really Trump against Trump, because I think that President Trump has put himself in a position where, just like when we just saw his rally, he's talking to his base and making those jokes about Joe Biden. You saw that I chuckled a little bit. I think that that is what he's doing. He's intentionally trying to double down, and so those people go out and vote for him. And if people don't like that and are offended by that, they are going to double down and just vote for Joe Biden. But I don't think in the same way that it's a vote for Trump, it's a vote for Biden. It's just a vote against Trump.
I completely agree with you guys. Let us know where your head is and where you're voting and what you think. And yes, someone asked where Ruth Bader Ginsburg will be buried. She will be buried at Arlington National Cemetery. How has this past year changed your relationship? Oh boy, is this a big story. All right, a new survey is out looking at how the pandemic, social unrest, and the election is affecting couples, and there's some surprising results. First up, couples reported having less sex this year. It was about a 5% drop compared to last year. But when asked about the relationship, 56% said the pandemic made them appreciate their partners more. Next, couples said they are talking more about political and social issues this year. And finally, men reported that they feel like they're tackling more of the housework. When asked, men reported splitting it 50-50. But women, on the other hand, said they did 65% of the chores, while their partners only did 35%. So there's a disconnect here. Jeff, talk to me about chores and sex. How has that been going for you?
Well, I think, obviously, if you're home more, you're going to have sex more, right? I think do the math, right?
Even
you're around the other person more, chances are you're going to, you know what I mean. So, you know, I get in trouble every day on this show. You can't say that.
Even though they say they're having less sex now.
Who said that?
That's the survey. They're having less sex.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
You know, Jeff doesn't listen to surveys.
He doesn't believe
I don't believe in any surveys.
He does not care about any study.
My house, it's more. I don't care. And because for the reasons I just told you. And listen, I guess I'm one of those male chauvinist pigs that think I'm doing everything 50-50, because I am helping around the house more. I cook every single meal in our house. I enjoy doing the work. It's not like it's work to me. I enjoy doing that. And if my wife needs help with something, I give her help. She does take care of the children more than I do, I would say. But I'm saying it's 50-50. You chauvinist pig.
Okay, don't do the greasy fingers. Let's be honest.
Jumps on Daily Blast Live again. My keys are stuck together.
No one's keys are stuck together. I need you to be clear. I always make fun of you, but I will say you were an incredibly gracious husband and father about doing housework.
Wow,
and I think
thank you.
Very gracious, but I'm not sure you're the norm. Lindsay, is Colin? Colin is also your partner.
Colin's a little
great
cutie.
Cook. Yeah, what do you think? Is he doing 50-50?
Colin is working from home right next to me and staring at me so hard. There's about to be a hole in the side of my head. So I can't even answer this question comfortably.
Get him in there. Let's say hi.
He said, get him.
Colin, get in
But
here.
why is it, how come, Lindsay, how come men could say 50-50 to make it equal and women got to bump that up a little bit?
Because I think
because naturally, I can speak for myself. I have way more OCD, and so cleaning up happens more often. Where Colin's like a deep cleaner, like might throw clothes, and then 3 days later, when he sees my head's about to explode, he'll do a deep spring clean.
Colin, just shout out 50-50 in the background.
Colin, they want you to shout out 50-50. He's not doing it.
One time, I just want to say very quickly, I overheard Colin talking when they were getting the lighting set up, and they go, the lighting's great, and Colin goes, that light is coming straight from me. From me to you.
We got to get him on camera. He's
so
a cutie.
I love him. All right, well, before we go, we do have to mention for former Chicago Bears star and Hall of Famer Gale Sayers. He died today at the age of 77. 50-50. He said 50-50.
There you go. There you go.
He was considered one of the greatest running backs in history, but his career was cut short by a knee injury. His story was infamously told in the 1971 TV movie Brian's Song. Jeff, talk to me about what this means.
When I say Brian's Song, I almost want to cry. I don't understand.
And sorry, we meant famous, not infamous. We apologize.
Yes,
Go ahead.
and Gale Sayers is a legend in Chicago. I'm from Chicago. He's a legend there. Today's a sad day for the Chicago Bears community and the city of Chicago, but what a legend he is. He was the youngest NFL player ever inducted to the NFL Hall of Fame at age 34 years old. The Kansas Comet, and he was a great Chicago Bear. The Kansas Comet was his nickname. He went to Kansas University.
Wow.
But what a great Chicago Bear. And if you guys haven't seen Brian's song, especially in today's day and age, those two were best friends that had nothing but great things to say each other. You know, Brian Piccolo died of cancer, and it's just it makes me want to cry. Go watch that movie, and I think, you know, it doesn't matter what color you are, everyone could be brothers like they were.
Oh,
what a great example.
Da Bears. Lindsay, Colin, stick around. Coming up on DBL, Carole Baskin lives to dance another day on Dancing with the Stars, but now she could be in some unexpected legal trouble. Plus, Time Magazine unveils its annual list of the 100 most influential people, from celebrities to global newsmakers. Is it the most woke set of recipients ever? We'll be right back.
Daily Blast Live wants to add sparkle to your life. We're giving away the official Daytime Emmy gift bag, filled with luxury products worth more than $5,000. Here's how you can win. Send us a video telling us about your quarantine, how your life has changed, new hobbies, or plans you had to cancel, and what you look forward to the most once the pandemic is over. The winner will be announced Friday, September 25th, and become the owner of the official Daytime Emmy gift bag.
Welcome back to DBL. Time Magazine came out with its annual top 100 most influential people list today. I am not on it. No surprise here. Dr. Anthony Fauci made one of the 8 covers. Talk show host Jimmy Kimmel penned his tribute and praised him for delivering the truth and not being pressured by politicians. Other leaders who got a cover, the women who started the Black Lives Matter movement. Time called rapper Megan Thee Stallion a pioneer. Actress Taraji P. Henson described her as a free spirit and the epitome of tenacity. And nurse Amy O'Sullivan is also gracing one of the covers. She treated the first COVID-19 patient at her hospital, contracted the virus herself, but then returned to work 2 weeks later. Now, there were some people who made the list, but were not featured on the cover, okay? So they included President Trump, Attorney General Bill Barr, and Chief Justice John Roberts. So I want to take this to Lindsay and Jeff and ask, and this is hard for me to say, but was this too woke and too left-leaning of the covers? There's not one person of the right-wing establishment at all on any of the covers. Jeff, what do you think?
Well, this is media pushing its agenda, right? I think they're all very well deserving. You know, everyone on the cover I'm talking about. But listen, I'm so over it. Everyone gets a first place trophy. It's person's time of the year, not people's times
no,
people
it's
of the year.
100 most influential people.
One person gets the cover. There's a cover of a magazine, and one person gets it. Not everybody gets a first place trophy. This way, you don't get into arguments like this. You put one person on there, and then that's it.
Go ahead, Liz. Go ahead.
Is this something that happens every year? There's many covers, or is this year the first time?
It's become a very
No, it's the first
thing.
time.
Yeah,
it's the first time because the generation that came up, who everyone got first place trophies, is now giving out covers of magazines, and everybody gets one.
Lindsay,
Sorry.
what's your take?
Well, listen, put it that way, Jeff. Yes, I think that one person should get the cover and they need to make a decision. If that's the case, I need to look at the historical record of how many times 8 people got covers. But I do think that when you open the whole list, Tori, and name the other people that are on the list that are not just left-leaning or not just for social organizations, then it's a good variety, like The Weeknd, you know, some artists. And so hopefully maybe everybody can get a cover next year. And I'll go the opposite of Jeff and say all 100 should get a cover.
All 3 of us should be on there.
You get a cover. You get a cover. And I do want to make it clear, this isn't the Times Person of the Year, which comes out, and it is one person, and they've done people that are...
So what's the title of this one?
This is 100 most influential people. So there is going to be a variety of people, but they just chose very left-leaning people. I've got to be honest.
Pick one.
Very angry.
Just pick. I'm so tired of it.
Or they can do a cover with a little montage,
a
like
little collage,
20
if you
people
will.
on there.
There you go.
Yeah, a little collage.
But what I liked about like Time Magazine of the Year is what they picked people who are actually, doesn't matter if they're good or bad. Like Adolf Hitler made the list at one point, and he was the most influential. So I could have seen more diversity on the cover of different political leanings, I think.
And I was a little confused about Jimmy Kimmel penned his what?
People wrote articles for each cover.
I was so confused. I'm like, Jimmy Kimmel's one of them?
Coming up on DBL is Tiger King star Carole Baskin in the middle of a new legal battle as she dances her way into our hearts. Don't miss the dancing drama coming up next. Welcome back to DBL. Carole Baskin. When will I not say her name? Well, she was saved from elimination last night on Dancing with the Stars, but the Tiger King activist is in more hot water. So first, let's talk about this. Carole danced the Viennese waltz to the song "What's New, Pussycat?" We get the joke. We get it. And was placed in the bottom 2, but the judges voted to keep her around to next week. Meantime, the family of her missing former husband, Don Lewis, is now actually suing Carole for defamation over the remarks she made about on the show about his disappearance and her alleged involvement in his death. During last night's show, Carole actually broke down when talking about all of this negative attention she's received. Let's take a look at that.
I've seen what the media can do to you. And I hate that I try even harder to be strong in their presence. I keep it inside and wait until everybody's gone before I can break down. And I don't know how to make it better.
Jeff? Everyone's laughing. Lindsay's laughing. Jeff?
No, let's go to Lindsay first.
I was trying to be serious.
Dancing with the Stars loves pulling these storylines out of people.
They love this. Tell me what you're thinking, Liz.
And I'm trying so hard to believe that Carole Baskin didn't allegedly kill her husband. I'm just trying to word this because I know she's not been convicted of anything. But I just, come on, man. I saw that Tiger King and like, I don't know how, I understand the family watching this woman parade around the screen in front of millions of people is annoyed by that when she, in their minds, is the #1 suspect who killed their father or, you know, ex-husband, whoever, somebody that they love, and she's parading and dancing around your screen in nice hair and frilly, you know, glittery dresses. I understand why they're upset. Her crying, I mean, save the tears. Like somebody's missing. Just like, please.
I kind of agree with you.
You didn't have to participate in this show.
Right, you didn't have to be here in the first place. And Jeff, too, there's a weird dichotomy, am I right, of like, this is all fun and games and everyone's laughing, and then there's like a real family of like tragedy.
And they're taking their money and they're making commercials and things about it because they want some closure. You have to just think about that family in general. They want some closure. And I've said it on past shows when we announced the cast for Dancing with the Stars. It's like people who have allegations against them from 20, 30, 40 years ago have lost their jobs this year because of just those allegations. But in this case, Carole Baskin gets on with Dancing with the Stars. If I was that family, I'd be furious and probably be doing the same thing.
I completely agree. Like, it's like we go from one end of the spectrum to the other because it's a real life missing person for them. So let us know what you think. A lot of you are writing in funny things. Coming up on DBL, terrifying moments when an iceberg, oh God, I hate things in the ocean, when an iceberg literally flips over with people on it. We'll show you the shocking surprise coming up next. Whoa. Whoa.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Oh, Jeff, I hate you. Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, we have got a crazy viral video for you. I don't like things in the ocean, so I'm going to look away. Two men have a close call with an iceberg near the North Pole. So the pair were climbing on it, oy vey's mir, when it actually began to flip over. They desperately tried to cling on before falling into the ice-cold water. The iceberg nearly falls on top of them, but luckily a wave swept them clear of it.
Why? Is it a great feat to get up 10 more feet from where you're at?
Well, you know what they say. Why do we climb mountains? Because they're there. That's the whole...
Well, climbing a mountain's a feat. Climbing up 10 more feet?
Not that
great.
Not that great.
Lesson well learned.
All right, I guess
I'm got a little chip on my shoulder.
You got a little anger here. All right. Caroline from Facebook wrote us and said, I like your show when you don't take sides on politics. Appreciate that. Judy says, but Biden is doing the same thing by putting down Trump. Donald Trump has already shown us what he could do for the country in the last 4 years. What is Biden's platform seriously?
I like when you don't take sides during politics. So let's read some comments talking about taking sides in politics.
That's a good point.
Listen, we are less than a week away from the first debate, so I think that is going to be juicy and interesting, and we'll see exactly what that commenter just said, like exactly where Biden stands on whether or not he's going to meet Trump, President Trump where he's at, or take a different road.
They should put that on pay-per-view and make some money for some people.
Oh, hell
because
yeah.
I would sign up.
I would too. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, Colin.
We're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
John McCain's widow crosses party lines to endorse Joe Biden.
And I've been watching what's going on, and I'm distressed about it.
What is President Trump saying about the snub? Uncovering the truth. We've got an inside look at the art behind the interrogation process that can get a suspect to finally confess.
Obviously, you're accusing me of something.
In today's True Crime Chronicles, gender reveal parties gone wrong. From explosion mishaps to injuries, why are these celebrations still a thing? And Dancing with the Stars drama, Carole Baskin somehow survives elimination while she breaks down in tears over her Tiger King fame.
I don't know how to make it better.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, September 23rd. I am Sam here with Jeff. Erica joining us from home. All right, so it is the moment so many of us have been waiting for. We finally just got word on the Breonna Taylor case. The grand jury has indicted one of the former officers involved. Brett Hankinson. He's been charged with first-degree wanton endangerment. The other 2 officers are walking free. This is in relation to the fatal shooting of 26-year-old Breonna Taylor back in March. Kentucky's capital, Louisville, has been in lockdown in preparation for the announcement. The city's downtown businesses and offices are boarded up and barricades have been placed in the streets. There's also a 9 p.m. curfew in effect for tonight. Now, Erica, I didn't know what that charge was. You know, we don't have an attorney on here. I looked it up. The maximum, Erica, is 5 years, a $10,000 fine. Again, this is the maximum. And you can bond out at $15,000. What do you make of this, Erica?
You know, this is... It's really complicated, to say the least. First of all, so it appears that the AG Daniel Cameron is saying that the officers did announce themselves and they did knock on the door before entering the home. That's something that we have had a lot of conflicting reports on. Obviously, waiting for this verdict or the indictment to see if who and what was going to be indicted was something that we were all kind of waiting for. For me, I'm just so frustrated. I'm really frustrated. Okay, Daniel Cameron just spoke and basically said that, you know, there's nothing he can offer at this point. That's the problem. You haven't offered anything. It's been over 6 months since this woman was killed. He keeps referring to it as a tragic loss of life. A tragic loss of life implies that it's an accident. This is something that could have been avoided. There was no regard for her life. And now you're only indicting 1 officer. So it does appear that they are going to take to the federal level in terms of the civil rights violation. The state level, they'll deal with the criminal investigation. But it's incredibly disappointing what's happened at the city level, especially because the backstory is, and this is just coming from what I have heard and what I have read, is that this was done in an effort to gentrify the neighborhood that Breonna Taylor was living in. So to that point, I just want people to remember that regardless of what pops up in that neighborhood, it will always be covered by the blood of Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, I just think, you know, to Erica's point, I think was such and is such a big cultural movement right now. I mean, everybody knows the name Breonna Taylor, and then having this come out, 1 officer indicted, maximum, what would you say?
5 years.
5 years. So this isn't the answer that people were looking for. But if you look into this case and you look at the court of law, standing back, I understand me saying this, people are going to fire back at me, but if you look at the court of law, did they say they were coming in? Didn't they say they were coming in? That's something for a jury to decide. Did they shoot first? Did someone else shoot first? Again, that's for a jury to decide. I understand the cultural significance of this case and what it means in this movement, but when you bring it into court, it's going to be very hard to prove against this officer or just 1 officer in particular that he was wrong, because they had that warrant and then it's he said, she said about the rest of that. So we're going to have to see how this plays out in court, but I feel bad for the city of Louisville tonight, just because,
too. Yeah,
you know,
I just did get, not to cut you off, and thank you for that explanation. Yes. I just got word from our producer that they do have a witness claiming that they did hear the officers announce their entry. Whether or not there's other, witnesses that say conflicting reports, again, that's for the jury to decide. But DBL Nation,
I do think that it is really important, since we are saying this, that the officers announced themselves, that this are people who were sleeping. So how much have you heard? If you only heard someone bust through your door, would you have heard an officer announce themselves? I certainly wouldn't have. So the only thing that you would have to do is deal with what you are experiencing, right? Yeah. I mean, I want to just throw that out there, because whether they did or they didn't, it really doesn't come down to anything if you're sleeping.
No, that's a good point.
And that's a great point. But again, this is all something that they're going to have to, put the evidence towards in court and let that jury decide.
Right. No, and we're getting a lot of your comments right now saying you're sick, you're in shock. We have Deborah on Twitter saying, I worry that riots are what's to follow. We have Bill on Twitter, that's 1 officer too many. And then Ellen saying they might as well have let him go free. Our country's in so much trouble. Well, wow. Please continue to write in. We want to hear from you, DBL Nation. So Cindy McCain, the widow of Arizona Senator John McCain, has broken ranks with Republicans and is endorsing Joe Biden for president. Here's what she said on GMA.
I want a president who has my back on things, politicizing things that shouldn't be politicized. It's not doing me as an American citizen, everyone as an American citizen, any good.
So the president tweeted about it this morning saying, I hardly know Cindy McCain, never a fan of John. Cindy can have Sleepy Joe. Speaking of which, the president took aim at Biden at this rally last night. Let's watch.
I wonder, in the debate, it'll be him and I on the stage. Is he going to walk in with a mask? I'll be honest. He feels good about the mask, and that's okay. You know what? Whatever makes you feel good. I mean, honestly, what the hell did he spend all that money on the plastic surgery if he's going to cover it up with a mask? Seriously.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I can't hide my feelings on this one. And again, I don't even want to make it political. If that were somebody on the left saying the same thing, I would be the first to lambaste them. I do not like physical attacks. I do not like, with 200,000 deaths with coronavirus, making a mockery of masks. But let's get back to Cindy McCain. Do you think that Cindy McCain, Jeff, will somehow sway any Republican voters with her endorsement for Biden, or no?
I don't think so. I first want to say I echo what you say about Trump, because I don't stand for that either. But I think that's kind of what he won in 2016 on, which is crazy enough. I think Trump is in a race against himself. It's Trump versus Trump. I don't think Biden has anything to do with it. Either you like that rhetoric and you like Donald Trump, or you hate him and you'll take anybody on the planet except him. So I think Trump is running this race against himself, and if he won in 2016 using this kind of rhetoric, I think it's on him. I don't think anyone else is going to convince anybody that's on the fence to be like, you know what, I think I'm going to do that because Cindy Biden went over here, or McCain went over here. That's just my opinion.
And Erica, to Jeff's point, he does know how to play to his base. You know, I have to give him credit for that. He somehow likens himself to be like, you know, one of them, making jokes. You feel like that you know him. What do you make of all this? And what do you make of Cindy McCain's endorsement?
I think Cindy McCain has chosen country over party, and I think that that's where we all should be right now. But to each his own.
All right, Erica, don't go away. Coming up on DBL, an inside look at the world of police interrogations, the tactics they use to get suspects to spill their secrets in True Crime Chronicles. Plus, Time Magazine, it unveils its annual list of the 100 most influential people, from celebrities to global newsmakers. Is it the most woke set of recipients ever? We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. Time magazine came out with its annual top 100 most influential people list today. So no surprise here. Dr. Anthony Fauci made one of the 8 covers. He was praised for delivering the truth and not being pressured by politicians. Other leaders who got a cover, the women who started the Black Lives Matter movement, and rapper Megan Thee Stallion, who Time called a pioneer. Nurse Amy O'Sullivan is also gracing one of the covers. She treated the first COVID-19 patient at her hospital, contracted the virus herself, but then returned to work 2 weeks later. Now there were some people who made the list, but were not featured on the covers, okay? So they include President Trump, Attorney General Bill Barr, and Chief Justice John Roberts. What do you make of this list, Jeff? You're smirking.
Listen, where are we? What day and age are we that 8 people get the cover of a magazine? This is ridiculous. 2 people get the Country Music Award. This is the generation of everybody gets a first place trophy growing up. We have to stop that. There's one winner. You want to give one person the Time magazine cover? Give it to them. What they should have done is made a mosaic of all 100 people and then make that into the coronavirus symbol, right? That would have symbolized 2020. Instead, you pick out 8 people and give it to them. Pick one.
Or the frontline workers, Erica, have like a big, I mean, but there's been so many people against
Pick
Jeff's
one.
point, there's been so many people that have made an influential splash in 2020, Erica.
Yeah, I would have to say that 2020 is probably the most appropriate time to have multiple people on multiple covers. There is no one movement. There's no one moment. There's no one anything that's happened this year that could really symbolize the year 2020. It's kind of been a conglomerate of a lot of different things between a pandemic and social justice and fires and changes in how we live our lives. So I think having multiple covers is appropriate, and congratulations to Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, who are also featured on the cover.
Well, to Erica's point, to counterpoint that, like the great Ricky Bobby says, if you're not first, you're last.
Okay. I will say it felt very left-leaning. And this
It was.
It felt this is coming from somebody who leans left. It felt too left-leaning for me. I'd like to see some balance when it comes to that, because I don't want to see anybody give one side or the other a reason to want to politically divide. I'm sick of the divisiveness. I just want everybody to feel balanced and fair, and for us to have conversations. Is that too much for me to ask?
And pick one.
No.
Yes.
She was saying yes to you, not me.
But I'm with Erica as far as I think there should have been multiple covers. So coming up on DBL, Carole Baskin lives to dance another day on Dancing with the Stars, but now she could be in some unexpected legal trouble. And next, getting suspects to confess police interrogation tactics from some of the country's most notorious cases in today's True Crime Chronicles. Welcome back to DBL. We see police interrogations in movies and TV shows, but we rarely get a real and raw look at the tactics used to hunt for the truth. A new Tegna and Vault Studios podcast called Anything You Say takes us inside the process. Here's a sneak peek in DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
This is where the rubber meets the road, Chris. Like, don't let this continue any longer, please.
Police interrogations can be excruciating, lasting hours, waiting for a confession.
So you go to bed, she stays up. What's she doing?
She's just on her phone, playing, I don't know what game.
Tension and accusation linger in the air.
What would you think I'm accusing you of?
I don't know, but I want a lawyer.
Okay. All right.
Because obviously you're accusing me of something.
Everything is thought out to a T.
The colors are drab, and those are interrogation rooms. A lot of times they're going to get people in there that want to come in and talk. Their goal is to get people in there to talk without lawyers.
Sometimes a confession comes easy, like in 2019, when former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger fatally shot an unarmed black man in his apartment, mistaking it for her own.
I still felt like that guy was gonna kill me. She was alive.
She walked into her interrogation room sobbing, admitting guilt, but that's typically not always the case. The new podcast, Anything You Say, explores the twisted interrogation stories like those of Christopher Watts.
I want them back home, like. But you know they're not coming back home. You know that.
I don't know in the back of my head. I hope they come back home.
The Colorado father repeatedly denied involvement in his wife and daughter's disappearances in 2018.
And here's what we're confused about. I told you that we've done some work overnight. I told you that we've got a lot of leads.
The two officers you see here used special tactics and training to eventually get Christopher to crack.
My favorites are gone. And I put my hands around my wife's neck and did that.
He confessed to killing his pregnant wife and two young daughters and dumping their bodies.
Where are they?
At that first location I went to that day.
Exactly how do these seasoned investigators get the suspect to finally crack? It's a science they have down to a T, a science that is being explored in depth in the brand new podcast, Anything You Say.
Why take their bodies out of the house and bury them? I was scared. I didn't know what else to do.
Earlier, Eric and I spoke with the host of this new podcast. To learn more, check it out. We are joined by Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Flack from WUSA 9 in Washington, D.C. Eric, thank you so much for joining us. You are also the host of this brand new podcast. So tell us, what inspired you to talk about interrogations and what can we expect from it?
Hey, Sam, thanks so much for having me. The podcast is called Anything You Say, and I've spent most of my 2 decades-long career in investigative journalism focused on crime and justice, and my sources would always tell me, you know, these interrogations, these confessions we get, it's not like you see on these crime dramas on TV. It takes art, it takes science, it takes a real nuance for these investigators to get these suspects who are basically there to lie about some of the worst things they've ever done. They're there to lie, but the investigators have to use their skills to get them to tell the truth.
Well, you learned a lot about the science and tactics officers use to get the truth during interrogations. Which tactics were you most surprised by?
Just hearkening back to the TV example, you know, on TV, the detective comes into the room and they say, you know, where were you on the night of August 22nd? 30 seconds later, they have the confession and it's all over. The truth is that, you know, it takes a lot more than that. And early on in these interrogations, often, you know, these detectives and these investigators are actually, they're befriending the suspect. In one episode that we will release this week, the Ronnie Hyde case in Jacksonville, Florida, the detective starts out talking to the suspect about Topgolf. Topgolf, the game we all play, those places we go. And then, later on, it goes into much serious and more sinister places.
The first episode focuses on the Christopher Watts case. Are there any other big-name cases you'll be exploring in the podcast?
What we look for in a case, in an interrogation, in an episode, is something that's going to allow us to really have some meat on the bone for these experts that we've brought in from all across the country to really break down the art and the science and the tactics that these investigators use to get these confessions. So it's really the interrogation that we're looking for. Look, the truth is that you could analyze the interrogation of a shoplifter and find some interesting things. Now, that said, most of the cases and crimes we focus on are horrific crimes. But it's really the type of the interrogation and what we can learn, and most importantly, what the podcast listener can learn. At the end, walk away with and say, hey, that was really cool. I can't believe that.
Yeah, you learned some science and tactics. I might just be using that in my next argument with my husband. Just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you, Eric. The first episode of the Vault Studios podcast is out now. You can find it by searching Anything You Say on your favorite podcast player. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Let me
Welcome back. Before we go, we have to mention former Chicago Bears star.
Yeah.
Yes, and Hall of Famer Gale Sayers passed away today at the age of 77. Of course, he was considered one of the greatest running backs in history, but his career was cut short by a knee injury, and his story was told in the movie Brian's Song. Oh, I know what a big Bears fan you are.
Yeah, what a legend. What a legend from Chicago. What a legend in the NFL. He was the youngest NFL player ever to be inducted in NFL Hall of Fame, 34 years old. Brian's Song, that movie is the ultimate guy cry movie. I mean, that.
Did you need a tissue?
I almost feel like crying right. I could hear the theme song in my head right now. It's so sad. If you haven't checked it out, check out Brian's Song. And Gale Sayers, rest in peace, my man. You are a legend.
And 77 is young today. 77 is young.
Yeah.
Oh, prayers to his family as well. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up. A scary surprise caught on camera on an iceberg. And Carole Baskin lives to dance another day on Dancing with the Stars. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff. Erica joining us from home. All right, you guys, Carole Baskin was saved from elimination last night on Dancing with the Stars, but the Tiger King activist is in more hot water, if you can believe it. Carole danced the Viennese waltz to the song What's New, Pussycat, and was placed in the bottom 2, but the judges voted to keep her around to next week. Meantime, the family of her missing former husband, Don Lewis, is now suing Carole for defamation over remarks made on the show about his disappearance and her alleged involvement in his death. So during last night's show, Carole broke down when talking about all the negative attention that she's received. Take a look.
I've seen what the media can do to you. And I hate that I try even harder to be strong in their presence. I keep it inside and wait until everybody's gone before I can break down. And I don't know how to make it better.
I didn't see any tears there. Erica, what do you think of the latest Carole drama? Come on, E, deliver.
You know, there's two schools of thought here, because you're like, okay, you are in the situation and you end up doing this thing that goes viral for a million different reasons. So do you lean into it because it's not going to go away, or do you try to shy away from the spotlight and just be like, I want to live my own life? She decided to lean into it. So if you lean into it, it's like more gives you more. So that's why it's so strong. I don't like to make fun of people when they're crying, even if there's no tears. I don't know.
I actually do like to make fun of people when they're crying, so I'll go. I'm just kidding. Listen, here's the thing, like Erica said, she asked for it. You know what I mean? We've fired people in this call-out culture, I've said this before, for allegedly saying something 10, 15, 20 years ago, for allegedly this accusation, that. People have lost their jobs this year because of things that happened 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. But in this case, we have an alleged murderer on our hands, and we put her on Dancing with the Stars?
Can you imagine how his family must feel? I mean, we've seen the commercials. Now there's a lawsuit, and she has not tried to sue them for defamation of character. That, to me, looks like an admission of guilt to some small degree. I don't know. What do you think? Write in DBL Nation. We want to hear from you as well. Okay, so the hit 90s sitcom Friends was reimagined last night with an all-black cast. Gabrielle Union, Erica's boo, put together the table read for the Zoom Where It Happened series, with the cast performing the episode, the one where no one's ready. So recent Emmy winner Uzu Aduba played Phoebe, and Sterling K. Brown was Ross. Have a look.
You don't know what you're wearing?
Well, honey, I'm just trying to look nice for your big night.
Yeah, which we have to leave for in exactly 12 minutes, all right? Come on.
And Cynthia Erivo also kicked off the event with her rendition of the Friends theme song. It's so good. Watch.
I'll be there for you, like I've been there before. I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me too.
Ooh, that was good. So the event highlighted the organization When We All Vote, and the cast performed the episode, the one where no one's ready. So Erica, what did you make of the episode? What do you think of this concept?
I think this is the perfect time for this concept, not only because of the Zoom climate that we're in right now, but also, you know, we're having much more open conversations. And, you know, there was a black cast of the Golden Girls. Now there's a black cast of Friends. And the Friends it's very ironic because, one, Gabrielle Union was obviously one of very few black people who ever made it onto Friends, although they were in the heart of New York City and there was no diversity. So it is interesting to reimagine the Friends cast being diverse in New York, because, you know, it's New York City.
Right.
Listen, it's for a good cause. It raised a lot of money. And can I just say, I got to up my Zoom game. Am I watching that and I think about my Zooms?
My Zooms are horrific. I know, me too. I know, but Erica, that was so true with Friends. Like, literally, no one in that cast, obviously, were of color. And then even, like, a lot of the different, like, co-stars that came in for, you know, the 1 or 2 or 3 different episode arcs. So happy to see it. So here's a look I know.
Wait, Sam.
Yes, what?
Wait a minute. Oh, my gosh. I totally forgot.
What?
Anthony and I took a photo. We took a photo together, and our friends put a side-by-side of Gabrielle Union's character and Ross from Friends. I got to send it. I just remembered that.
Send it.
I don't know what made me remember
Send
that,
it.
but I just did. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to send it.
Please do. Okay, good. Okay, so here's a look I know we all need for fall. Grass-stained jeans. Yep, Gucci unveiled the grass-stained denim wear at a fashion show earlier this year, but you can now buy the grass-stained jeans and overalls online with prices ranging from about $800
I don't think so.
to $1,400. Excuse me? Okay, so Erica, what's the most embarrassing thing in your closet?
Okay, I don't have embarrassing things in my closet because if I am going to commit to something, I am going to commit. But some people will call me out for my fashion choices that are a little unorthodox.
Let's see it,
So
girl.
I have this from about 8 years ago.
What is that?
It's a spirit hood.
Ooh, I love that.
It's a spirit hood, and I'm going to wear it this winter.
Oh, Erica, I'm all about that. That is, just long as it's faux, I'm all about it.
It is faux, girl.
It's incredible, girl.
I wouldn't even have been able to afford anything else. But yes, I am wearing that.
Oh, Erica, that's me all
I'm
the way.
rocking it this winter.
And speaking of faux fur, I have a pair of faux fur, like, flip-flops. When I wear them, people think I'm wearing my slippers. No, they're flip-flops. And a pair of really old bike shorts that I always wear. Like, there it is. My husband literally took that picture like 2 weeks ago and was like, you gotta cut up these shorts, Sam. And it's true. I've completely let myself go. And I tell myself, Jeff, I'm wearing these bike shorts because they're cool again. But I'm 40. Like 21-year-olds are wearing bike shorts, and mine are like stretched out and faded.
Well, I get what your husband's saying.
But a number.
You're right, Erica, but I need to try harder.
I thought you were wearing the dress that you were going to make fun of.
Wow. Hey, to Jeff's point.
Stop it.
What do you mean? I thought
right.
she's bringing it back,
He's
the puffy
right.
shirt.
No, he is so right. I had to tape down. These puffy sleeves are way puffier. And I'm just going to, see, there's tape here. They're so puffy and ridiculous. Like, yes, I love Anne with an E, but I don't want to look like I'm from the Victorian era.
Well, let's see. Let's take a look at. We have some screen grabs of what you. There's one. The puffy shirt episode from Seinfeld.
Oh my God! Wow.
And more up your alley. There you go.
Oh my gosh! Little House on the Prairie. You know what? You're so right. I felt it this morning. That's why I had to tape down the sleeves. And I'll be honest with you, I wore it because I have an account with Rent the Runway. I ordered this dress. I wanted to get my bang for my buck, even though I look a little ridiculous.
And the viewers are commenting about this.
No,
I
think you
Christina
look
Adams.
Perfect, darling.
Thank you, Erica.
Listen, this is all just a bit, by the way, before you get your fingers all moving. Jeff's so mean to Sam. Anyways, we set this whole thing up. Christina Adams.
You didn't.
I'm going to look like a jerk.
No, you don't. You don't look like a jerk. You look
By saying, Sam, I thought this was a
I made fun
shirt
of
that
your
you should have
painted
retired.
on jeans, and you're wearing painted on jeans again today. It's okay.
They're not painted on. And by the way, I don't care what it looks like. Yeah, this was set up. I didn't just do that off the whim. Even Erica's at home, and she's like, no, girl, you look good.
What
She's
did the
sticking up for you.
viewers say?
Well, it doesn't matter now.
What did they say?
Christina
like
Adams
it.
said, I thought they retired puffy sleeves. They live. I ruined the whole bit, but I don't want to be a mean guy.
Someone wrote shoulder pads ? Ha ha ha, like football. No, I agree with you guys tenfold. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taped down my sleeves. I look ridiculous today. I look absolutely ridiculous.
That's all on you.
I know. I'm just trying to get my bang for my buck from Rent the Runway. Erica, you look so cute. And that, I got to borrow it.
Girl.
Yeah, we need to get you to
I'm
Joshua Tree.
committing to the bit.
Yeah, that's like a Joshua Tree, have a yurt
They're
in the
paws.
background. I know, but when you go to like Joshua Tree, you want to have a yurt, you want to have a spirit hood, you want to feel everything, maybe bring some sage with you. I'm feeling it. Erica, stick around. Coming up on DBL, when good gender reveals go horribly bad, we'll show you some of the worst offenders we could find. And an iceberg incident you got to see to believe. Wait till you see the scary moments still ahead.
Daily Blast Live wants to add sparkle to your life. We're giving away the official Daytime Emmy gift bag filled with luxury products worth more than $5,000. Here's how you can win. Send us a video telling us about your quarantine, how your life has changed, new hobbies, or plans you had to cancel, and what you look forward to the most once the pandemic is over. The winner will be announced Friday, September 25th, and become the owner of the official Daytime Emmy gift bag.
Welcome back to DBL. Oh my God. I untaped them. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Leave them up.
In fact, Ray wrote in, where is it? It's hilarious. He says, Rent the Runway. What runway from 1992 is that dress from? Wow. Boop. Okay, so welcome back to DBL. For expecting parents, finding out the gender of their baby can be a quiet, intimate moment, or in some cases, it becomes the stuff of internet legend, a gender reveal party like this one, which ignited wildfires in Arizona in oh my gosh, yep, in 2018 is what caused the recent devastating wildfires on the West Coast. Hopefully, tragedies like these will bring awareness for safer, smarter parties in the future. But while that had a tragic outcome, there are some that are just plain hilarious. Soon-to-be parents have many creative ways of revealing the gender of their baby, like with smoke bombs. But if dad's not careful, that baby might be the last one they have. Take a look.
3, 2, 1.
Yep. Okay, so Erica, there's more. Then there are the times when the only thing standing between parents and their exciting news is someone else's face. Check it out.
1, 2, 3. Oh!
Oh
Gosh!
That didn't go well. What? That's the pitch.
Oh my gosh, wow. Then there are the parents who take the call of the wild a little too seriously and bring in support from large, dangerous animals. Seriously, what? But thankfully, no animals were harmed in these wild stunts. Just don't try this at home, please.
Yeah, there we go.
Right here. There you go.
Are you ready?
Gotta hurry.
Oh my God!
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
That was pretty cool.
That was interesting, right? And then finally, and then we'll discuss, some gender reveal parties can really get away from you literally. These expecting parents might have to wait just a little longer to find out.
Hit it hard! Oh, man, strike out! Oh! Not her! Oh, no!
Erica, oh my gosh, especially the last one. You're dying to find out the gender of your child, and then there it goes.
This whole thing is so ironic. Do you know that the first documented gender reveal was in 2008 with a woman named Jenna, who actually did the first documented one for Chicago Now blog. She had a cake, cut the cake, and the cake was pink on the inside. Easy peasy. Turns out, all these years later, that Jenna's child is non-gender binary openly, and she now advocates for people not doing gender reveals.
That's amazing.
You should put one blue and one pink in your sleeve for your next baby.
Wow. They do look like they have balloons in there.
They just pop one and
I know. I can't even take myself seriously. That's why I tape them down, people.
You look like you're in Knots Landing.
What's Knots Landing?
People are laughing at home right now.
Erica, stick around. Coming up on DBL, terrifying moments when an iceberg literally flips over with people on it. We'll show you the shocking surprise as it was caught on camera. But first, we are talking with parenting expert Dr. Catherine Perlman. She weighs in on de-escalation tactics in tense situation. Who gets the job done, police or social workers? The answer may surprise you. That's coming up next.
Tomorrow on DBL, a chef who faced having her restaurant shut down for good, but the pandemic put her on a different path toward an amazing comeback and feeding thousands of kids for free.
We just try to do what we're put on this earth to do, and I feel like that's my purpose, is to feed people.
That's tomorrow on DBL.
Ladies, what's the
Welcome back to DBL. Who is better trained to de-escalate dangerous situations, social workers or police officers? Well, Dr. Catherine Perlman says it's not the cops. Al spoke with her earlier in today's DBL Spotlight.
Dr. Catherine Perlman, welcome to DBL. You recently wrote a very powerful article talking about how social workers are better trained to de-escalate dangerous situations, even more so than police officers. So let's get started. How do you believe that social workers could specifically help the police?
So it's so interesting. The majority of calls that police are getting are not for violent crimes. They're really for petty things, homelessness and mental health issues, suicidal ideation. And this is the kind of things that social workers are trained to do every day. And so the more social workers could work with police and crisis teams to handle these calls, I think the better the outcome.
All right, let's talk about the death and arrest of Daniel Prude, the man who was naked on the streets of New York, having a mental health episode.
Get on the ground. Put your hands behind your back.
Let me up. Get the
Doctor, do you believe the outcome would have been different if a social worker had been on the scene?
First of all, social workers, we believe in the dignity and worth of every person, regardless of your situation, of your behavior, of your diagnosis. And we're used to seeing people at their worst moments. And so when I saw that video, he's naked, it's snowing. And, you know, after they secured the handcuffs, there was nobody really trying to engage him, trying to calm him down or make him more comfortable. There are so many ways that this could have gone differently, just showing some humanity for this person. And then, you know, I hear people joking and laughing, and I'm thinking, this is a human being. Like, he's having a psychotic episode. He deserves compassion, empathy, extra care, especially once the scene was secured and safe. You know, that's really the time to try and engage and make him more comfortable.
You know, not to put my own spin on this, but honestly, I just feel like the way that we view mental health in this country, quite frankly, for a leading nation is embarrassing. I feel like we do not pay enough attention to it. We don't give enough attention to people that have just lost the thread, having a schizophrenic attack issue, or just our vets coming back home to maybe have PTSD, or all things in between. I just feel like we try and just cage them without really dealing with the actual issue, and we just keep seeing this case over and over and over again, and I'm frustrated.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And honestly, being a police officer is a very hard job. You see a lot of trauma. You have a lot of anxiety moments, very difficult situations, but there is no culture of caring for the mental health of officers. I think that has to change, where we see mental health as important as, you know, getting a colonoscopy, you know, taking care of your needs. And especially for police officers, I think that things would be very different if they were allowed to get counseling, if it was open to talk about your feelings and some of the stresses of the job.
My life changed when I got counseling. I was like, oh, I could have done this 20 years ago. Oh, all right. Well, you know, reading your article, I saw that you've been in a lot of dangerous situations. Can you walk us through one of them that you handled instead of the police, and why it was important for you to be there?
I've had to break up fights of grown, large men just by myself, no weapons. There have been times where I've been grateful for police assistance, but the majority of the time it's just me, my voice, my body language, and my ability to de-escalate the situation.
Dr. Perlman, I feel like we are all better off for you being out there. Thank you for joining us on DBL. And for those of you out there looking to learn more about the doctor, visit our website, thefamilycoach.com. Thanks again, Doc. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, we've got a crazy viral video for you. Two men have a close call with an iceberg near the North Pole. The pair were climbing on it when it began to flip over. They desperately tried to cling on before falling into the ice-cold water. The iceberg nearly falls on top of them, but luckily a wave swept them clear of it. Oh, I can't even imagine how terrifying. Okay, so Erica, do you have that photo that you teased about earlier?
I do, Sam. I have the photo. I found it. The infamous Gabrielle Union David Schwimmer photo.
Oh, that is funny.
That is good.
Did you mean to do
my
that?
husband. So they kept calling. They used to say that Anthony looked like Ross, and then then we were sitting at dinner. And they're like, pull up Ross when Gabrielle Union was on there, and then we took the photo. So yeah, we put it.
Erica, that's hilarious. That could be a Halloween costume. It's that similar. I love you, E. DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
We're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
John McCain's widow crosses party lines to endorse Joe Biden.
And I've been watching what's going on, and I'm distressed about it.
What is President Trump saying about the snub? Uncovering the truth. We've got an inside look at the art behind the interrogation process that can get a suspect to finally confess.
Obviously, you're accusing me of something.
In today's True Crime Chronicles. Gender reveal parties gone wrong. From explosion mishaps to injuries, why are these celebrations still a thing? And Dancing with the Stars drama, Carole Baskin somehow survives elimination while she breaks down in tears over her Tiger King fame.
I don't know how to make it better.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, September 23rd. I'm Sam here with Jeff. Erica joining us from home. All right, so it is the moment so many of us have been waiting for. We finally just got word on the Breonna Taylor case. The grand jury has indicted one of the former officers involved, Brett Hankinson. He's been charged with first-degree wanton endangerment. The other two officers are walking free. This is in relation to the fatal shooting of 26-year-old Breonna Taylor back in March. Kentucky's capital, Louisville, has been in lockdown in preparation for the announcement. The city's downtown businesses and offices are boarded up and barricades have been placed in the streets. There's also a 9 p.m. curfew in effect for tonight. Now, Erica, I didn't know what that charge was. You know, we don't have an attorney on here. I looked it up. The maximum, Erica, is 5 years, a $10,000 fine. Again, this is the maximum. And you can bond out at $15,000. What do you make of this, Erica?
You know, this is it's really complicated to say the least. First of all, so it appears that the AG Daniel Cameron is saying that the officers did announce themselves and they did knock on the door before entering the home. That's something that we have had a lot of conflicting reports on. Obviously, waiting for this verdict or the indictment to see if who and what was going to be indicted was something that we were all kind of waiting for. For me, I'm just so frustrated. I'm really frustrated. Okay, Daniel Cameron just spoke and basically said that, you know, there's nothing he can offer at this point. That's the problem. You haven't offered anything. It's been over 6 months since this woman was killed. He keeps referring to it as a tragic loss of life. A tragic loss of life implies that it's an accident. This is something that could have been avoided. There was no regard for her life. And now you're only indicting one officer. So it does appear that they are going to take to the federal level in terms of the civil rights violation. The state level, they'll deal with the criminal investigation. But it's incredibly disappointing what's happened at the city level, especially because the backstory is, and this is just coming from what I have heard and what I have read, is that this was done in an effort to gentrify the neighborhood that Breonna Taylor was living in. So to that point, I just want people to remember that regardless of what pops up in that neighborhood, it will always be covered by the blood of Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, I just think, you know, to Erica's point, I think it was such and is such a big cultural movement right now. I mean, everybody knows the name Breonna Taylor, and then having this come out, one officer indicted, maximum, what would you say?
5 years.
5 years. So this isn't the answer that people were looking for. But if you look into this case and you look at the court of law, standing back, I understand me saying this, people are going to fire back at me, but if you look at the court of law, did they say they were coming in? Didn't they say they were coming in? That's something for a jury to decide. Did they shoot first? Did someone else shoot first? Again, that's for a jury to decide. I understand the cultural significance of this case and what it means in this movement, but when you bring it into court, it's going to be very hard to prove against this officer or just one officer in particular that he was wrong, because they had that warrant and then it's he said, she said about the rest of that. So we're going to have to see how this plays out in court, but I feel bad for the city of Louisville tonight, just because, you know,
I just did get, not to cut you off, and thank you for that explanation. Yes. I just got word from our producer that they do have a witness claiming that they did hear the officers announce their entry. Whether or not there's other, witnesses that say conflicting reports, again, that's for the jury to decide. But DBL Nation,
I do think that it is really important, since we are saying this, that the officers announced themselves, that this are people who were sleeping. So how much have you heard? If you only heard someone bust through your door, would you have heard an officer announce themselves? I certainly wouldn't have. So the only thing that you would have to do is deal with what you are experiencing, right? Yeah. I mean, I want to just throw that out there, because whether they did or they didn't, it really doesn't come down to anything if you're sleeping.
No, that's a good point.
And that's a great point. But again, this is all something that they're going to have to, put the evidence towards in court and let that jury decide.
Right. No, and we're getting a lot of your comments right now saying you're sick, you're in shock. We have Deborah on Twitter saying, I worry that riots are what's to follow. We have Bill on Twitter, that's one officer too many. And then Ellen saying they might as well have let him go free. Our country's in so much trouble. Well, wow. Please continue to write in. We want to hear from you, DBL Nation. So Cindy McCain, the widow of Arizona Senator John McCain, has broken ranks with Republicans and is endorsing Joe Biden for president. Here's what she said on GMA.
I want a president who has my back on things, politicizing things that shouldn't be politicized. It's not doing me as an American citizen, everyone as an American citizen, any good.
So the president tweeted about it this morning saying, I hardly know Cindy McCain, never a fan of John. Cindy can have Sleepy Joe. Speaking of which, the president took aim at Biden at this rally last night. Let's watch.
I wonder, in the debate, it'll be him and I on the stage. Is he going to walk in with a mask? I'll be honest, he feels good about the mask, and that's okay. You know what? Whatever makes you feel good. I mean, honestly, what the hell did he spend all that money on the plastic surgery if he's going to cover it up with a mask? Seriously.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I can't hide my feelings on this one. And again, I don't even want to make it political. If that were somebody on the left saying the same thing, I would be the first to lambaste them. I do not like physical attacks. I do not like, with 200,000 deaths with coronavirus, making a mockery of masks. But let's get back to Cindy McCain. Do you think that Cindy McCain, Jeff, will somehow sway any Republican voters with her endorsement for Biden, or no?
I don't think so. I first want to say I echo what you say about Trump, because I don't stand for that either. But I think that's kind of what he won in 2016 on, which is crazy enough. I think Trump is in a race against himself. It's Trump versus Trump. I don't think Biden has anything to do with it. Either you like that rhetoric and you like Donald Trump, or you hate him and you'll take anybody on the planet except him. So I think Trump is running this race against himself, and if he won in 2016 using this kind of rhetoric, I think it's on him. I don't think anyone else is going to convince anybody that's on the fence to be like, you know what, I think I'm going to do that because Cindy Biden went over here, or McCain went over here. That's just my opinion.
And Erica, to Jeff's point, he does know how to play to his base. You know, I have to give him credit for that. He somehow likens himself to be like, you know, one of them, making jokes. You feel like that you know him. What do you make of all this? And what do you make of Cindy McCain's endorsement?
I think Cindy McCain has chosen country over party, and I think that that's where we all should be right now. But to each his own.
All right, Erica, don't go away. Coming up on DBL, an inside look at the world of police interrogations, the tactics they use to get suspects to spill their secrets in True Crime Chronicles. Plus, Time magazine, it unveils its annual list of the 100 most influential people, from celebrities to global newsmakers. Is it the most woke set of recipients ever? We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. Time magazine came out with its annual top 100 most influential people list today. So no surprise here. Dr. Anthony Fauci made one of the 8 covers. He was praised for delivering the truth and not being pressured by politicians. Other leaders who got a cover, the women who started the Black Lives Matter movement, and rapper Megan Thee Stallion, who Time called a pioneer. Nurse Amy O'Sullivan is also gracing one of the covers. She treated the first COVID-19 patient at her hospital, contracted the virus herself, but then returned to work 2 weeks later. Now there were some people who made the list, but were not featured on the covers, okay? So they include President Trump, Attorney General Bill Barr, Justice John Roberts. What do you make of this list, Jeff? You're smirking.
Listen, where are we? What day and age are we that 8 people get the cover of a magazine? This is ridiculous. 2 people get the Country Music Award. This is the generation of everybody gets a first place trophy growing up. We have to stop that. There's one winner. You want to give one person the Time magazine cover? Give it to them. What they should have done is made a mosaic of all 100 people and then make that into the coronavirus symbol, right? That would have symbolized 2020. Instead, you pick out 8 people and give it to them. Pick one.
Or the frontline workers, Erica, have like a big, I mean, but there's been so many people against Jeff's point, there's been so many people that have made an influential splash in 2020, Erica.
Yeah, I would have to say that 2020 is probably the most appropriate time to have multiple people on multiple covers. There is no one movement. There's no one moment. There's no one anything that's happened this year that could really symbolize the year 2020. It's kind of been a conglomerate of a lot of different things between a pandemic and social justice and fires and changes in how we live our lives. So I think having multiple covers is appropriate, and congratulations to Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, who are also featured on the cover.
Well, to Erica's point, to counterpoint that, like the great Ricky Bobby says, if you're not first, you're last.
Okay. I will say it felt very left-leaning. And this
It was.
It felt this is coming from somebody who leans left. It felt too left-leaning for me. I'd like to see some balance when it comes to that, because I don't want to see anybody give one side or the other a reason to want to politically divide. I'm sick of the divisiveness. I just want everybody to feel balanced and fair, and for us to have conversations. Is that too much for me to ask?
And pick one.
No.
Yes.
She was saying yes to you, not me.
But I'm with Erica as far as I think there should have been multiple covers. So coming up on DBL, Carole Baskin lives to dance another day on Dancing with the Stars, but now she could be in some unexpected legal trouble. And next, getting suspects to confess police interrogation tactics from some of the country's most notorious cases in today's True Crime Chronicles. Welcome back to DBL. We see police interrogations in movies and TV shows, but we rarely get a real and raw look at the tactics used to hunt for the truth. A new TechNet and Vault Studios podcast called Anything You Say takes us inside the process. Here's a sneak peek in DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
This is where the rubber meets the road, Chris. Like, don't let this continue any longer, please.
Police interrogations can be excruciating, lasting hours, waiting for a confession.
So you go to bed, she stays up. What's she doing?
She's just on her phone, playing, I don't know what game.
Tension and accusation linger in the air.
What would you think I'm accusing you of?
I don't know, but I want a lawyer.
Okay. All right.
Because obviously you're accusing me of something.
Everything is thought out to a T.
The colors are drab, and those are interrogation rooms. A lot of times they're going to get people in there that want to come in and talk. Their goal is to get people in there to talk without lawyers.
Sometimes a confession comes easy, like in 2019, when former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger fatally shot an unarmed black man in his apartment, mistaking it for her own.
I still felt like that guy was gonna kill me. She was alive.
She walked into her interrogation room sobbing, admitting guilt. But that's typically not always the case. The new podcast, Anything You Say, explores the twisted interrogation stories like those of Christopher Watts.
I want them back home, like.
But you know they're not coming back home. You know that.
I don't know in the back of my head. I hope they come back home.
The Colorado father repeatedly denied involvement in his wife and daughter's disappearances in 2018.
And here's what we're confused about. I told you that we've done some work overnight. Yeah, I told you that we've got a lot of movies.
The two officers you see here used special tactics and training to eventually get Christopher to crack.
My favorites are gone. And I put my hands around my wife's neck and did that.
He confessed to killing his pregnant wife and 2 young daughters and dumping their bodies.
Where are they? At that first location I went to that day.
Exactly how do these seasoned investigators get the suspect to finally crack? It's a science they have down to a T, a science that is being explored in depth in the brand new podcast, Anything You Say.
Why take their bodies out of the house and bury them? I was scared. I didn't know what else to do.
Earlier, Eric and I spoke with the host of this new podcast. To learn more, check it out. We are joined by Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Flack from WUSA 9 in Washington, D.C. Eric, thank you so much for joining us. You are also the host of this brand new podcast. So tell us, what inspired you to talk about interrogations and what can we expect from it?
Hey, Sam, thanks so much for having me. The podcast is called Anything You Say, and I've spent most of my 2 decades-long career in investigative journalism focused on crime and justice, and my sources would always tell me, you know, these interrogations, these confessions we get, it's not like you see on these crime dramas on TV. It takes art, it takes science, it takes a real nuance for these investigators to get these suspects who are basically there to lie about some of the worst things they've ever done. They're there to lie, but the investigators have to use their skills to get them to tell the truth.
Well, you learned a lot about the science and tactics officers use to get the truth during interrogations. Which tactics were you most surprised by?
Just hearkening back to the TV example, you know, on TV, the detective comes into the room and they say, you know, where were you on the night of August 22nd? 30 seconds later, they have the confession and it's all over. The truth is that, you know, it takes a lot more than that. And early on in these interrogations, often, you know, these detectives and these investigators are actually, they're befriending the suspect. In one episode that we will release this week, the Ronnie Hyde case in Jacksonville, Florida, the detective starts out talking to the suspect about Topgolf. Topgolf, the game we all play, those places we go. And then, later on, it goes into much serious and more sinister places.
The first episode focuses on the Christopher Watts case. Are there any other big name cases you'll be exploring in the podcast?
What we look for in a case, in an interrogation, in an episode, is something that's going to allow us to really have some meat on the bone for these experts that we've brought in from all across the country to really break down the art and the science and the tactics that these investigators use to get these confessions. So it's really the interrogation that we're looking for. Look, the truth is that you could analyze the interrogation of a shoplifter and find some interesting things. Now, that said, most of the cases and crimes we focus on are horrific crimes. But it's really the type of the interrogation and what we can learn, and most importantly, what the podcast listener can learn. At the end, walk away with and say, hey, that was really cool. I can't believe that.
Yeah, you learned some science and tactics. I might just be using that in my next argument with my husband. Just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you, Eric. The first episode of the Vault Studios podcast is out now. You can find it by searching Anything You Say on your favorite podcast player. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Let me
Welcome back. Before we go, we have to mention former Chicago Bears star, yes, and Hall of Famer Gale Sayers passed away today at the age of 77. Of course, he was considered one of the greatest running backs in history, but his career was cut short by a knee injury, and his story was told in the movie Brian's Song. Oh, I know what a big Bears fan you are.
Yeah, what a legend. What a legend from Chicago. What a legend in the NFL. He was the youngest NFL player ever to be inducted in NFL Hall of Fame, 34 years old. Brian's Song, that movie is the ultimate guy cry movie. I mean, that.
Did you need a tissue?
I almost feel like crying right. I could hear the theme song in my head right now. It's so sad. If you haven't checked it out, check out Brian's Song. And Gale Sayers, rest in peace, my man. You are a legend.
And 77 is young today. 77 is young.
Yeah.
Oh, prayers to his family as well. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up. A scary surprise caught on camera on an iceberg. And Carole Baskin lives to dance another day on Dancing with the Stars. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff. Erica joining us from home. All right, you guys, Carole Baskin was saved from elimination last night on Dancing with the Stars, but the Tiger King activist is in more hot water, if you can believe it. Carole danced the Viennese waltz to the song What's New, Pussycat, and was placed in the bottom 2, but the judges voted to keep her around to next week. Meantime, the family of her missing former husband, Don Lewis, is now suing Carole for defamation over remarks made on the show about his disappearance and her alleged involvement in his death. So during last night's show, Carole broke down when talking about all the negative attention that she's received. Take a look.
I've seen what the media can do to you. And I hate that I try even harder to be strong in their presence. I keep it inside and wait until everybody's gone before I can break down. And I don't know how to make it better.
I didn't see any tears there. Erica, what do you think of the latest Carole drama? Come on, E. Deliver.
You know, there's two schools of thought here, because you're like, okay, you are in the situation and you end up doing this thing that goes viral for a million different reasons. So do you lean into it because it's not going to go away, or do you try to shy away from the spotlight and just be like, I want to live my own life? she decided to lean into it. So if you lean into it, it's like more gives you more. So that's why it's so strong. I don't like to make fun of people when they're crying, even if there's no tears. I don't know.
I actually do like to make fun of people when they're crying, so I'll go. I'm just kidding. Listen, here's the thing, like Erica said, she asked for it. You know what I mean? We've fired people in this call-out culture, I've said this before, for allegedly saying something 10, 15, 20 years ago, for allegedly this accusation, that. People have lost their jobs this year because of things that happened 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. But in this case, we have an alleged murderer on our hands, and we put her on Dancing with the Stars?
Can you imagine how his family must feel? I mean, we've seen the commercials. Now there's a lawsuit, and she has not tried to sue them for defamation of character. That, to me, looks like an admission of guilt to some small degree. I don't know. What do you think? Write in, DBL Nation. We want to hear from you as well. Okay, so the hit 90s sitcom Friends was reimagined last night with an all-black cast. Gabrielle Union, Erica's boo, put together the table read for the Zoom Where It Happened series, with the cast performing the episode, the one where no one's ready. So recent Emmy winner Uzu Aduba played Phoebe, and Sterling K. Brown was Ross. Have a look.
You don't know what you're wearing?
Well, honey, I'm just trying to look nice for your big night.
Yeah, which we have to leave for in exactly 12 minutes, all right? Come on.
And Cynthia Erivo also kicked off the event with her rendition of the Friends theme song. It's so good. Watch.
I'll be there for you, like I've been there before. I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me too.
Ooh, that was good. So the event highlighted the organization When We All Vote, and the cast performed the episode, the one where no one's ready. So Erica, what did you make of the episode? What do you think of this concept?
I think this is the perfect time for this concept, not only because of the Zoom climate that we're in right now, but also, you know, we're having much more open conversations. And, you know, there was a black cast of the Golden Girls. Now there's a black cast of Friends. And the Friends it's very ironic because, one, Gabrielle Union was obviously one of very few black people who ever made it onto Friends, although they were in the heart of New York City and there was no diversity. So it is interesting to reimagine the Friends cast being diverse in New York, because, you know, it's New York City.
Right.
Listen, it's for a good cause. It raised a lot of money. And can I just say, I got to up my Zoom game. Am I watching that and I think about my Zooms?
My Zooms are horrific. I know, me too. I know, but Erica, that was so true with Friends. Like, literally, no one in that cast, obviously, were of color. And then even, like, a lot of the different, like, co-stars that came in for, you know, the 1 or 2 or 3 different episode arcs. So, happy to see it. So, here's a look I know.
Wait, Sam.
Yes, what?
Wait a minute. Oh, my gosh. I totally forgot.
What?
Anthony and I took a photo. We took a photo together, and our Friends put a side-by-side of Gabrielle Union's character and Ross from Friends. I got to send it. I just remembered that.
Send it.
I don't know what made me remember
Send
that,
it.
but I just did. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to send it.
Please do. Okay, good. Okay, so here's a look I know we all need for fall. Grass-stained jeans. Yep, Gucci unveiled the grass-stained denim wear at a fashion show earlier this year, but you can now buy the grass-stained jeans and overalls online with prices ranging from about $800
I don't think so.
to $1,400. Excuse me? Okay, so Erica, what's the most embarrassing thing in your closet?
Okay, I don't have embarrassing things in my closet because if I am going to commit to something, I am going to commit. But some people will call me out for my fashion choices that are a little unorthodox.
Let's see it,
So
girl.
I have this from about 8 years ago.
What is that?
It's a spirit hood.
Ooh, I love
It's a spirit
that.
hood, and I'm going to wear it this winter.
Oh, Erica, I'm all about that. That is, just long as it's faux, I'm all about it.
It
That
is faux, girl.
It's incredible, girl.
I wouldn't even have been able to afford anything else. But yes, I am wearing that.
Oh, Erica, that's me all
I'm
the way.
rocking it this winter.
And speaking of faux
Yes.
fur, I have a pair of faux fur, like, flip-flops. When I wear them, people think I'm wearing my slippers. No, they're flip-flops. And a pair of really old bike shorts that I always wear. Like, there it is. My husband literally took that picture like 2 weeks ago and was like, you gotta cut up these shorts, Sam. And it's true. I've completely let myself go. And I tell myself, Jeff, I'm wearing these bike shorts because they're cool again. But I'm 40. Like 21-year-olds are wearing bike shorts, and mine are like stretched out and faded.
Well, I get what your husband's saying.
But a number.
You're right, Erica, but I need to try harder.
I thought you were wearing the dress that you were going to make fun of.
Wow. Hey, to Jeff's point.
Stop it.
What do you mean? I thought
right.
she's bringing it back,
He's
the puffy
right.
shirt.
No, he is so right. I had to tape down. These puffy sleeves are way puffier, and I'm just going to, see there's tape here. They're so puffy and ridiculous. Like, yes, I love Anne with an E, but I don't want to look like I'm from the Victorian era.
Well, let's see. Let's take a look at. We have some screen grabs of what you. There's one. The puffy shirt episode from Seinfeld.
Oh my God! Wow.
And more up your alley. There you go.
Oh my gosh! Little House on the Prairie. You know what? You're so right. I felt it this morning. That's why I had to tape down the sleeves. And I'll be honest with you, I wore it because I have an account with Rent the Runway. I ordered this dress. I wanted to get my bang for my buck, even though I look a little ridiculous.
And the viewers are commenting about this.
No,
I
think you
Christina
look
Adams.
Perfect, darling.
Thank you, Erica.
Listen, this is all just a bit, by the way, before you get your fingers all moving. Jeff's so mean to Sam. Anyways, we set this whole thing up. Christina Adams.
You didn't.
I'm going to look like a jerk.
No, you don't. You don't look like a jerk. You look
By saying, Sam, I thought this was a
I made fun
shirt
of
that
your
you should have
painted
retired.
on jeans, and you're wearing painted on jeans again today. It's okay.
They're not painted on. And by the way, I don't care what it looks like. Yeah, this was set up. I didn't just do that off the whim. Even Erica's at home, and she's like, no, girl, you look good.
What
She's
did the
sticking up
viewers
for you.
say?
Well, it doesn't matter now.
What did they say?
Christina
like
Adams
it.
said, I thought they retired puffy sleeves. They live. I ruined the whole bit, but I don't want to be a mean guy.
Someone wrote shoulder pads ? Ha ha ha, like football. No, I agree with you guys tenfold. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taped down my sleeves. I look ridiculous today. I look absolutely ridiculous.
That's all on you.
I know. I'm just trying to get my bang for my buck from Rent the Runway. Erica, you look so cute, and that I got to borrow it.
Girl.
Yeah, we need to get
you
to Joshua
I'm
Tree.
committing to the bit.
Yeah, that's like a Joshua Tree, have a yurt
They're
in the
paws.
background. I know, but when you go to like Joshua Tree, you want to have a yurt, you want to have a spirit hood, you want to feel everything, maybe bring some sage with you. I'm feeling it. Erica, stick around. Coming up on DBL, when good gender reveals go horribly bad, we'll show you some of the worst offenders we could find. And an iceberg incident you got to see to believe. Wait till you see the scary moments still ahead.
Daily Blast Live wants to add sparkle to your life. We're giving away the official Daytime Emmy gift bag filled with luxury products worth more than $5,000. Here's how you can win. Send us a video telling us about your quarantine, how your life has changed, new hobbies, or plans you had to cancel, and what you look forward to the most once the pandemic is over. The winner will be announced Friday, September 25th, and become the owner of the official Daytime Emmy gift bag.
Welcome back to DBL. Oh my God. I untaped them. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Leave them up.
In fact, Ray wrote in, where is it? It's hilarious. He says, Rent the Runway. What runway from 1992 is that dress from? Wow. Boop. Okay, so welcome back to DBL. For expecting parents, finding out the gender of their baby can be a quiet, intimate moment, or in some cases, it becomes the stuff of internet legend. A gender reveal party like this one, which ignited wildfires in Arizona in oh my gosh, yep, in 2018 is what caused the recent devastating wildfires on the West Coast. Hopefully, tragedies like these will bring awareness for safer, smarter parties in the future. But while that had a tragic outcome, there are some that are just plain hilarious. Soon-to-be parents have many creative ways of revealing the gender of their baby, like with smoke bombs. But if dad's not careful, that baby might be the last one they have. Take a look.
3, 2, 1.
Yep. Okay, so Erica, there's more. Then there are the times when the only thing standing between parents and their exciting news is someone else's face. Check it out.
1, 2, 3. Oh!
Oh gosh! That didn't go well. What? That's the pitch.
Oh my gosh, wow. Then there are the parents who take the call of the wild a little too seriously and bring in support from large, dangerous animals. Seriously, what? But thankfully, no animals were harmed in these wild stunts. Just don't try this at home, please.
You want to help him?
Yeah, there we go.
Right here. There you
Are you ready?
Gotta hurry.
Oh my God! Yes!
Oh my gosh.
That was pretty cool.
That was interesting, right? And then finally, and then we'll discuss, some gender reveal parties can really get away from you literally. These expecting parents might have to wait just a little longer to find out.
Hit it hard! Oh, man, strike out! Oh! Not her! Oh, no!
Erica, oh my gosh, especially the last one. You're dying to find out the gender of your child, and then there it goes.
This whole thing is so ironic. Do you know that the first documented gender reveal was in 2008 with a woman named Jenna, who actually did the first documented one for Chicago Now blog. She had a cake, cut the cake, and the cake was pink on the inside. Easy peasy. Turns out, all these years later, that Jenna's child is non-gender binary openly, and she now advocates for people not doing gender reveals.
That's amazing.
You should put one blue and one pink in your sleeve for your next baby.
Wow. They do look like they have balloons in there.
They just pop one and reveal.
I know. I can't even take myself seriously. That's why I tape them down, people.
You look like you're in Knots Landing.
What's Knots Landing?
People are laughing at home right now.
Erica, stick around. Coming up on DBL, terrifying moments when an iceberg literally flips over with people on it. We'll show you the shocking surprise as it was caught on camera. But first, we are talking with parenting expert Dr. Catherine Perlman. She weighs in on de-escalation tactics in tense situation. Who gets the job done, police or social workers? The answer may surprise you. That's coming up next.
Tomorrow on a chef who faced having her restaurant shut down for good, but the pandemic put her on a different path toward an amazing comeback and feeding thousands of kids for free.
We just try to do what we're put on this earth to do, and I feel like that's my purpose, is to feed people.
That's tomorrow on DBL.
Ladies,
Welcome back to DBL. Who is better trained to de-escalate dangerous situations, social workers or police officers? Well, Dr. Catherine Perlman says it's not the cops. Al spoke with her earlier in today's DBL Spotlight.
Dr. Catherine Perlman, welcome to DBL. You recently wrote a very powerful article talking about how social workers are better trained to de-escalate dangerous situations, even more so than police officers. So let's get started. How do you believe that social workers could specifically help the police?
So it's so interesting. The majority of calls that police are getting are not for violent crimes. They're really for petty things, homelessness and mental health issues, suicidal ideation. And this is the kind of things that social workers are trained to do every day. And so the more social workers could work with police and crisis teams to handle these calls, I think the better the outcome.
All right, let's talk about the death and arrest of Daniel Prude, the man who was naked on the streets of New York, having a mental health episode.
Get on the ground. Put your hands behind your back.
Let me up. Get the
Doctor, do you believe the outcome would have been different if a social worker had been on the scene?
First of all, social workers, we believe in the dignity and worth of every person, regardless of your situation, of your behavior, of your diagnosis. And we're used to seeing people at their worst moments. And so when I saw that video, he's naked, it's snowing. And, you know, after they secured the handcuffs, there was nobody really trying to engage him, trying to calm him down or make him more comfortable. There are so many ways that this could have gone differently, just showing some humanity for this person. And then, you know, I hear people joking and laughing, and I'm thinking, this is a human being. Like, he's having a psychotic episode. He deserves compassion, empathy, extra care, especially once the scene was secured and safe. You know, that's really the time to try and engage and make him more comfortable.
You know, not to put my own spin on this, but honestly, I just feel like the way that we view mental health in this country, quite frankly, for a leading nation is embarrassing. I feel like we do not pay enough attention to it. We don't give enough attention to people that have just lost a thread, having a schizophrenic attack issue, or just our vets coming back home to maybe have PTSD, or all things in between. I just feel like we try and just cage them without really dealing with the actual issue, and we just keep seeing this case over and over and over again, and I'm frustrated.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And honestly, being a police officer is a very hard job. You see a lot of trauma. You have a lot of anxiety moments, very difficult situations, but there is no culture of caring for the mental health of officers. I think that has to change, where we see mental health as important as, you know, getting a colonoscopy, you know, taking care of your needs. And especially for police officers, I think that things would be very different if they were allowed to get counseling, if it was open to talk about your feelings and some of the stresses of the job.
My life changed when I got counseling. I was like, oh, I could have done this 20 years ago. Oh, all right. Well, you know, reading your article, I saw that you've been in a lot of dangerous situations. Can you walk us through one of them that you handled instead of the police, and why it was important for you to be there?
I've had to break up fights of grown, large men just by myself, no weapons. There have been times where I've been grateful for police assistance, but the majority of the time it's just me, my voice, my body language, and my ability to de-escalate the situation.
Dr. Perlman, I feel like we are all better off for you being out there. Thank you for joining us on DBL. And for those of you out there looking to learn more about the doctor, visit our website, thefamilycoach.com. Thanks again, Doc. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, we've got a crazy viral video for you. Two men have a close call with an iceberg near the North Pole. The pair were climbing on it when it began to flip over. They desperately tried to cling on before falling into the ice-cold water. The iceberg nearly falls on top of them, but luckily a wave swept them clear of it. Oh, I can't even imagine how terrifying. Okay, so Erica, do you have that photo that you teased about earlier?
I do, Sam. I have the photo. I found it. The infamous Gabrielle Union David Schwimmer photo.
Oh, that is funny.
That is good.
Did you mean to do
my
that?
husband. So they kept calling. They used to say that Anthony looked like Ross, and then then we were sitting at dinner. And they're like, pull up Ross when Gabrielle Union was on there, and then we took the photo. So yeah, we put it.
Erica, that's hilarious. That could be a Halloween costume. It's that similar. I love you, E. DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
On Daily Blast Live.
John McCain's widow crosses party lines to endorse Joe Biden.
And I've been watching what's going on, and I'm distressed about it.
What is President Trump saying about the snub? Uncovering the truth. We've got an inside look at the art behind the interrogation process that can get a suspect to finally confess.
Obviously, you're accusing me of something.
In today's True Crime Chronicles. Gender reveal parties gone wrong. From explosion mishaps to injuries, why are these celebrations still a thing? And Dancing with the Stars drama, Carole Baskin somehow survives elimination while she breaks down in tears over her Tiger King fame.
I don't know how to make it better.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, September 23rd. I am Sam here with Jeff. Erica joining us from home. All right, so it is the moment so many of us have been waiting for. We finally just got word on the Breonna Taylor case. The grand jury has indicted one of the former officers involved, Brett Hankinson. He's been charged with first-degree wanton endangerment. The other two officers are walking free. This is in relation to the fatal shooting of 26-year-old Breonna Taylor back in March. Kentucky's capital, Louisville, has been in lockdown in preparation for the announcement. The city's downtown businesses and offices are boarded up and barricades have been placed in the streets. There's also a 9 p.m. curfew in effect for tonight. Now, Erica, I didn't know what that charge was. You know, we don't have an attorney on here. I looked it up. The maximum, Erica, is 5 years, a $10,000 fine. Again, this is the maximum. And you can bond out at $15,000. What do you make of this, Erica?
You know, this is it's really complicated to say the least. First of all, so it appears that the AG Daniel Cameron is saying that the officers did announce themselves and they did knock on the door before entering the home. That's something that we have had a lot of conflicting reports on. Obviously, waiting for this verdict or the indictment to see if who and what was going to be indicted was something that we were all kind of waiting for. For me, I'm just so frustrated. I'm really frustrated. Okay, Daniel Cameron just spoke and basically said that, you know, there's nothing he can offer at this point. That's the problem. You haven't offered anything. It's been over 6 months since this woman was killed. He keeps referring to it as a tragic loss of life. A tragic loss of life implies that it's an accident. This is something that could have been avoided. There was no regard for her life. And now you're only indicting one officer. So it does appear that they are going to take to the federal level in terms of the civil rights violation. The state level, they'll deal with the criminal investigation. But it's incredibly disappointing what's happened at the city level, especially because the backstory is, and this is just coming from what I have heard and what I have read, is that this was done in an effort to gentrify the neighborhood that Breonna Taylor was living in. So to that point, I just want people to remember that regardless of what pops up in that neighborhood, it will always be covered by the blood of Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, I just think, you know, to Erica's point, I think was such and is such a big cultural movement right now. I mean, everybody knows the name Breonna Taylor, and then having this come out, one officer indicted, maximum, what would you say?
5 years.
5 years. So this isn't the answer that people were looking for. But if you look into this case and you look at the court of law, standing back, I understand me saying this, people are going to fire back at me, but if you look at the court of law, did they say they were coming in? Didn't they say they were coming in? That's something for a jury to decide. Did they shoot first? Did someone else shoot first? Again, that's for a jury to decide. I understand the cultural significance of this case and what it means in this movement, but when you bring it into court, it's going to be very hard to prove against this officer or just one officer in particular that he was wrong, because they had that warrant and then it's he said, she said about the rest of that. So we're going to have to see how this plays out in court, but I feel bad for the city of Louisville tonight. Just
I do
because,
too. Yeah,
you know,
I just did get, not to cut you off,
No,
and
go
thank
ahead.
you for that
Yes,
explanation. I just got word from our producer that they do have a witness claiming that they did hear the officers announce their entry. Whether or not there's other, witnesses that say conflicting reports,
Right.
again, that's for the jury to decide. But DBL Nation,
I do think
yes.
that it is really important, since we are saying this, that the officers announced themselves, that this are people who were sleeping. So how much have you heard? If you only heard someone bust through your door, would you have heard an officer announce themselves? I certainly wouldn't have. So the only thing that you would have to do is deal with what you are experiencing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to just throw that out there, because whether they did or they didn't, it really doesn't come down to anything if you're sleeping.
No, that's a good point.
And that's a great point. But again, this is all something that they're going to have to, put the evidence towards in court and let that jury decide.
Right. No, and we're getting a lot of your comments right now saying you're sick, you're in shock. We have Deborah on Twitter saying, I worry that riots are what's to follow. We have Bill on Twitter, that's one officer too many. And then Ellen saying they might as well have let him go free. Our country's in so much trouble. Well, wow. Please continue to write in. We want to hear from you, DBL Nation. So Cindy McCain, the widow of Arizona Senator John McCain, has broken ranks with Republicans and is endorsing Joe Biden for president. Here's what she said on GMA.
I want a president who has my back on things, politicizing things that shouldn't be politicized. It's not doing me as an American citizen, everyone as an American citizen, any good.
So the president tweeted about it this morning saying, I hardly know Cindy McCain, never a fan of John. Cindy can have Sleepy Joe. Speaking of which, the president took aim at Biden at this rally last night. Let's watch.
I wonder, in the debate, it'll be him and I on the stage. Is he going to walk in with a mask? I'll be honest, he feels good about the mask, and that's okay. You know what? Whatever makes you feel good. I mean, honestly, what the hell did he spend all that money on the plastic surgery if he's going to cover it up with a mask? Seriously.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I can't hide my feelings on this one. And again, I don't even want to make it political. If that were somebody on the left saying the same thing, I would be the first to lambaste them. I do not like physical attacks. I do not like, with 200,000 deaths with coronavirus, making a mockery of masks. But let's get back to Cindy McCain. Do you think that Cindy McCain, Jeff, will somehow sway any Republican voters with her endorsement for Biden, or no?
I don't think so. I first want to say I echo what you say about Trump, because I don't stand for that either. But I think that's kind of what he won in 2016 on, which is crazy enough. I think Trump is in a race against himself. It's Trump versus Trump. I don't think Biden has anything to do with it. Either you like that rhetoric and you like Donald Trump, or you hate him and you'll take anybody on the planet except him. So I think Trump is running this race against himself, and if he won in 2016 using this kind of rhetoric, I think it's on him. I don't think anyone else is going to convince anybody that's on the fence to be like, you know what, I think I'm going to do that because Cindy Biden went over here, or McCain went over here. That's just my opinion.
And Erica, to Jeff's point, he does know how to play to his base. You know, I have to give him credit for that. He somehow likens himself to be like, you know, one of them, making jokes. You feel like that you know him. What do you make of all this? And what do you make of Cindy McCain's endorsement?
I think Cindy McCain has chosen country over party, and I think that that's where we all should be right now. But to each his own.
All right, Erica, don't go away. Coming up on DBL, an inside look at the world of police interrogations, the tactics they use to get suspects to spill their secrets in True Crime Chronicles. Plus, Time Magazine, it unveils its annual list of the 100 most influential people, from celebrities to global newsmakers. Is it the most woke set of recipients ever? We'll be right back. annual Top 100 Most Influential People list today. So no surprise here. Dr. Anthony Fauci made one of the 8 covers. He was praised for delivering the truth and not being pressured by politicians. Other leaders who got a cover, the women who started the Black Lives Matter movement, and rapper Megan Thee Stallion, who Time called a pioneer. Nurse Amy O'Sullivan is also gracing one of the covers. She treated the first COVID-19 patient at her hospital, contracted the virus herself, but then returned to work 2 weeks later. Now there were some people who made the list, but were not featured on the covers, okay? So they include President Trump, Attorney General Bill Barr, and Chief Justice John Roberts. What do you make of this list, Jeff? You're smirking.
Listen, where are we? What day and age are we that 8 people get the cover of a magazine? This is ridiculous. 2 people get the Country Music Award. This is the generation of everybody gets a first place trophy growing up. We have to stop that. There's one winner. You want to give one person the Time magazine cover? Give it to them. What they should have done is made a mosaic of all 100 people and then make that into the coronavirus symbol, right? That would have symbolized 2020. Instead, you pick out 8 people and give it to them. Pick one.
Or the frontline workers, Erica, have like a big, I mean, but there's been so many people against Jeff's point, there's been so many people that have made an influential splash in 2020, Erica.
Yeah, I would have to say that 2020 is probably the most appropriate time to have multiple people on multiple covers. There is no one movement. There's no one moment. There's no one anything that's happened this year that could really symbolize the year 2020. It's kind of been a conglomerate of a lot of different things between a pandemic and social justice and fires and changes in how we live our lives. So I think having multiple covers is appropriate, and congratulations to Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, who are also featured on the cover.
Well, to Erica's point, to counterpoint that, like the great Ricky Bobby says, if you're not first, you're last.
Okay. I will say it felt very left-leaning. And this
It was.
It felt this is coming from somebody who leans left. It felt too left-leaning for me. I'd like to see some balance when it comes to that, because I don't want to see anybody give one side or the other a reason to want to politically divide. I'm sick of the divisiveness. I just want everybody to feel balanced and fair, and for us to have conversations. Is that too much for me to ask?
And pick one.
No.
Yes.
She was saying yes to you, not me.
But I'm with Erica as far as I think there should have been multiple covers. So coming up on DBL, Carole Baskin lives to dance another day on Dancing with the Stars, but now she could be in some unexpected legal trouble. And next, getting suspects to confess police interrogation tactics from some of the country's most notorious cases in today's True Crime Chronicles. Welcome back to DBL. We see police interrogations in movies and TV shows, but we rarely get a real and raw look at the tactics used to hunt for the truth. A new TechNet and Vault Studios podcast called Anything You Say takes us inside the process. Here's a sneak peek in DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
This is where the rubber meets the road, Chris. Like, don't let this continue any longer, please.
Police interrogations can be excruciating, lasting hours, waiting for a confession.
So you go to bed, she stays up. What's she doing?
She's just on her phone, playing, I don't know what game.
Tension and accusation linger in the air.
What would you think I'm accusing you of?
I don't know, but I want a lawyer.
Okay. All right.
Because obviously you're accusing me of something.
Everything is thought out to a T.
The colors are drab, and those are interrogation rooms. A lot of times they're going to get people in there that want to come in and talk. Their goal is to get people in there to talk without lawyers.
Sometimes a confession comes easy, like in 2019, when former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger fatally shot an unarmed black man in his apartment, mistaking it for her own.
I still felt like that guy was gonna kill me. She was alive.
She walked into her interrogation room sobbing, admitting guilt. But that's typically not always the case. The new podcast, Anything You Say, explores the twisted interrogation stories like those of Christopher Watts.
I want them back home, like.
But you know they're not coming back home. You know that.
I don't know in the back of my head. I hope they come back home.
The Colorado father repeatedly denied involvement in his wife and daughter's disappearances in 2018.
And here's what we're confused about. I told you that we've done some work overnight. I told you that we've got a lot of leads.
The two officers you see here used special tactics and training to eventually get Christopher to crack.
My favors are gone. And I put my hands around my wife's neck and did that.
He confessed to killing his pregnant wife and two young daughters and dumping their bodies.
Where are they?
At that first location I went to that day.
Exactly how do these seasoned investigators get the suspect to finally crack? It's a science they have down to a T, a science that is being explored in depth in the brand new podcast, Anything You Say.
Why take their bodies out of the house and bury them? I was scared. I didn't know what else to do.
Earlier, Eric and I spoke with the host of this new podcast. To learn more, check it out. We are joined by Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Flack from WUSA 9 in Washington, D.C. Eric, thank you so much for joining us. You are also the host of this brand new podcast. So tell us, what inspired you to talk about interrogations and what can we expect from it?
Hey, Sam, thanks so much for having me. The podcast is called Anything You Say, and I've spent most of my 2 decades-long career in investigative journalism focused on crime and justice, and my sources would always tell me, you know, these interrogations, these confessions we get, it's not like you see on these crime dramas on TV. It takes art, it takes science, it takes a real nuance for these investigators to get these suspects who are basically there to lie about some of the worst things they've ever done. They're there to lie, but the investigators have to use their skills to get them to tell the truth.
Well, you learned a lot about the science and tactics officers use to get the truth during interrogations. Which tactics were you most surprised by?
Just hearkening back to the TV example, you know, on TV, the detective comes into the room and they say, you know, where were you on the night of August 22nd? 30 seconds later, they have the confession and it's all over. The truth is that, you know, it takes a lot more than that. And early on in these interrogations, often, you know, these detectives and these investigators are actually, they're befriending the suspect. In one episode that we will release this week, the Ronnie Hyde case in Jacksonville, Florida, the detective starts out talking to the suspect about Topgolf, the game we all play, those places we go. And then, you know, later on, it goes into much serious and more sinister places.
The first episode focuses on the Christopher Watts case. Are there any other big-name cases you'll be exploring in the podcast?
What we look for in a case, in an interrogation, in an episode, is something that's going to allow us to really have some meat on the bone for these experts that we've brought in from all across the country to really break down the art and the science and the tactics that these investigators use to get these confessions. So it's really the interrogation that we're looking for. Look, the truth is that you could analyze the interrogation of a shoplifter and find some interesting things. Now, that said, most of the cases and crimes we focus on are horrific crimes. But it's really the type of the interrogation and what we can learn, and most importantly, what the podcast listener can learn. At the end, walk away with and say, hey, that was really cool. I can't believe that.
Yeah, you learned some science and tactics. I might just be using that in my next argument with my husband. Just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you, Eric. The first episode of the Vault Studios podcast is out now. You can find it by searching Anything You Say on your favorite podcast player. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back. Before we go, we have to mention former Chicago Bears star.
Yeah.
Yes, and Hall of Famer Gale Sayers passed away today at the age of 77. Of course, he was considered one of the greatest running backs in history, but his career was cut short by a knee injury, and his story was told in the movie Brian's Song. Oh, I know what a big Bears fan you are.
Yeah, what a legend. What a legend from Chicago. What a legend in the NFL. He was the youngest NFL player ever to be inducted in NFL Hall of Fame, 34 years old. Brian's Song, that movie is the ultimate guy cry movie. I mean, that.
Did you need a tissue?
I almost feel like crying right. I could hear the theme song in my head right now. It's so sad. If you haven't checked it out, check out Brian's Song. And Gale Sayers, rest in peace, my man. You are a legend.
And 77 is young today. 77 is young.
Yeah.
Oh, prayers to his family as well. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up. A scary surprise caught on camera on an iceberg. And Carole Baskin lives to dance another day on Dancing with the Stars. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff. Erica joining us from home. All right, you guys, Carole Baskin was saved from elimination last night on Dancing with the Stars, but the Tiger King activist is in more hot water, if you can believe it. Carole danced the Viennese waltz to the song What's New, Pussycat, and was placed in the bottom 2, but the judges voted to keep her around to next week. Meantime, the family of her missing former husband, Don Lewis, is now suing Carole for defamation over remarks made on the show about his disappearance and her alleged involvement in his death. So during last night's show, Carole broke down when talking about all the negative attention that she's received. Take a look.
I've seen what the media can do to you. And I hate that I try even harder to be strong in their presence. I keep it inside and wait until everybody's gone before I can break down. And I don't know how to make it better.
I didn't see any tears there. Erica, what do you think of the latest Carole drama? Come on, E, deliver.
You know, there's two schools of thought here, because you're like, okay, you are in the situation and you end up doing this thing that goes viral for a million different reasons. So do you lean into it because it's not going to go away, or do you try to shy away from the spotlight and just be like, I want to live my own life? she decided to lean into it. So if you lean into it, it's like more gives you more. So that's why it's so strong. I don't like to make fun of people when they're crying, even if there's no tears. I don't know.
I actually do like to make fun of people when they're crying, so I'll go. I'm just kidding. Listen, here's the thing, like Erica said, she asked for it. You know what I mean? We've fired people in this call-out culture, I've said this before, for allegedly saying something 10, 15, 20 years ago, for allegedly this accusation, that. People have lost their jobs this year because of things that happened 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. But in this case, we have an alleged murderer on our hands, and we put her on Dancing with the Stars?
Can you imagine how his family must feel? I mean, we've seen the commercials. Now there's a lawsuit, and she has not tried to sue them for defamation of character. That, to me, looks like an admission of guilt to some small degree. I don't know. What do you think? Write in DBL Nation. We want to hear from you as well. Okay, so the hit 90s sitcom Friends was reimagined last night with an all-black cast. Gabrielle Union, Erica's boo, put together the table read for the Zoom Where It Happened series, with the cast performing the episode, the one where no one's ready. So recent Emmy winner Uzu Aduba played Phoebe, and Sterling K. Brown was Ross. Have a look.
You don't know what you're wearing?
Well, honey, I'm just trying to look nice for your big night.
Yeah, which we have to leave for in exactly 12 minutes, all right? Come on.
And Cynthia Erivo also kicked off the event with her rendition of the Friends theme song. It's so good. Watch.
I'll be there for you, like I've been there before. I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me too.
Ooh, that was good. So the event highlighted the organization When We All Vote, and the cast performed the episode, the one where no one's ready. So Erica, what did you make of the episode? What do you think of this concept?
I think this is the perfect time for this concept, not only because of the Zoom climate that we're in right now, but also, you know, we're having much more open conversations. And, you know, there was a black cast of the Golden Girls. Now there's a black cast of Friends. And the Friends it's very ironic because, one, Gabrielle Union was obviously one of very few black people who ever made it onto Friends, although they were in the heart of New York City and there was no diversity. So it is interesting to reimagine the Friends cast being diverse in New York, because, you know, it's New York City.
Right.
Listen, it's for a good cause. It raised a lot of money. And can I just say, I got to up my Zoom game. Am I watching that and I think about my Zooms?
My Zooms are horrific. I know, me too. I know, but Erica, that was so true with Friends. Like, literally, no one in that cast, obviously, were of color. And then even, like, a lot of the different, like, co-stars that came in for, you know, the 1 or 2 or 3 different episode arcs. So, happy to see it. So, here's a look I know.
Wait, Sam.
Yes, what?
Wait a minute. Oh, my gosh. I totally forgot.
What?
Anthony and I took a photo. We took a photo together, and our Friends put a side-by-side of Gabrielle Union's character and Ross from Friends. I got to send it. I just remembered that.
Send it.
I don't know what made me remember
Send
that,
it.
but I just did. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to send it.
Please do. Okay, good. Okay, so here's a look I know we all need for fall. Grass-stained jeans. Yep, Gucci unveiled the grass-stained denim wear at a fashion show earlier this year, but you can now buy the grass-stained jeans and overalls online with prices ranging from about $800
I don't think so.
to $1,400. Excuse me? Okay, so Erica, what's the most embarrassing thing in your closet?
Okay, I don't have embarrassing things in my closet because if I am going to commit to something, I am going to commit. But some people will call me out for my fashion choices that are a little unorthodox.
Let's see it,
So
girl.
I have this from about 8 years ago.
What is that?
It's a spirit hood.
Ooh, I love that.
It's a spirit hood, and I'm going to wear it this winter.
Oh, Erica, I'm all about that. That is, just long as it's faux, I'm all about it.
It is faux, girl.
It's incredible, girl.
I wouldn't even have been able to afford anything else. But yes, I am wearing that.
Oh, Erica, that's me all
I'm
the way.
I'm rocking it this winter.
And speaking of faux fur, I have a pair of faux fur, like, flip-flops. When I wear them, people think I'm wearing my slippers. No, they're flip-flops. And a pair of really old bike shorts that I always wear. Like, there it is. My husband literally took that picture like 2 weeks ago and was like, you gotta cut up these shorts, Sam. And it's true. I've completely let myself go. And I tell myself, Jeff, I'm wearing these bike shorts because they're cool again. But I'm 40. Like 21-year-olds are wearing bike shorts, and mine are like stretched out and faded.
Well, I get what your husband's saying.
But a number.
You're right, Erica, but I need to try harder.
I thought you were wearing the dress that you were going to make fun of.
Wow. Hey, to Jeff's point.
Stop it.
What do you mean? I thought
right.
she's bringing it back, the puffy
right.
shirt.
No, he is so right. I had to tape down. These puffy sleeves are way puffier, and I'm just going to, see, there's tape here. They're so puffy and ridiculous. Like, yes, I love Anne with an E, but I don't want to look like I'm from the Victorian era.
Well, let's see. Let's take a look at. We have some screen grabs of what you. There's one. The puffy shirt episode from Seinfeld.
Oh my God! Wow.
And more up your alley. There you go.
Oh my gosh! Little House on the Prairie. You know what? You're so right. I felt it this morning. That's why I had to tape down the sleeves. And I'll be honest with you, I wore it because I have an account with Rent the Runway. I ordered this dress. I wanted to get my bang for my buck, even though I look a little ridiculous.
And the viewers are commenting about this.
No,
yeah.
I think you
Christina
look
Adams.
Perfect, darling.
Thank you, Erica.
Listen, this is all just a bit, by the way, before you get your fingers all moving. Jeff's so mean to Sam. Anyways, we set this whole thing up. Christina Adams.
You didn't.
I'm going to look like a jerk.
No, you don't. You don't look like a jerk. You look
By saying, Sam, I thought this was a
I made fun
shirt
of
that
your
you should have
painted
retired.
on jeans, and you're wearing painted on jeans again today. It's okay.
They're not painted on. And by the way, I don't care what it looks like. Yeah, this was set up. I didn't just do that off the whim. Even Erica's at home, and she's like, no, girl, you look good.
What
she's
did the
sticking up
viewers
for you.
say?
Well, it doesn't matter now.
Well, what did they say?
Christina
like
Adams said, I thought they retired puffy sleeves. They live. I ruined the whole bit, but I don't want to be a mean guy.
Someone wrote shoulder pads question mark, ha ha ha, like football. No, I agree with you guys tenfold. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taped down my sleeves. I look ridiculous today. I look absolutely ridiculous.
That's all on you.
I know. I'm just trying to get my bang for my buck from Rent the Runway. Erica, you look so cute, and that I got to borrow it.
Girl.
Yeah, we need to get you to Joshua
I'm
Tree.
committing to the bit.
Yeah, that's like a Joshua Tree, have a yurt in the background. I know, but when you go to like Joshua Tree, you want to have a yurt, you want to have a spirit hood, you want to feel everything, maybe bring some sage with you. I'm feeling it. Erica, stick around. Coming up on DBL, when good gender reveals go horribly bad, we'll show you some of the worst offenders we could find. And an iceberg incident you got to see to believe. Wait till you see the scary moments still ahead.
Daily Blast Live wants to add sparkle to your life. We're giving away the official Daytime Emmy gift bag filled with luxury products worth more than $5,000. Here's how you can win. Send us a video telling us about your quarantine, how your life has changed, new hobbies, or plans you had to cancel, and what you look forward to the most once the pandemic is over. The winner will be announced Friday, September 25th, and become the owner of the official Daytime Emmy gift bag.
Welcome back to DBL. Oh my God. I untaped them. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Leave them up.
In fact, Ray wrote in, where is it? It's hilarious. He says, Rent the Runway. What runway from 1992 is that dress from? Wow. Boop. Okay, so welcome back to DBL. For expecting parents, finding out the gender of their baby can be a quiet, intimate moment, or in some cases, it becomes the stuff of internet legend. A gender reveal party like this one, which ignited wildfires in Arizona in oh my gosh, yep, in 2018 is what caused the recent devastating wildfires on the West Coast. Hopefully, tragedies like these will bring awareness for safer, smarter parties in the future. But while that had a tragic outcome, there are some that are just plain hilarious. Soon-to-be parents have many creative ways of revealing the gender of their baby, like with smoke bombs. But if dad's not careful, that baby might be the last one they have. Take a look.
3, 2, 1.
Yep. Okay, so Erica, there's more. Then there are the times when the only thing standing between parents and their exciting news is someone else's face. Check it out.
1, 2, 3. Oh!
Oh gosh! That didn't go well. What? That's the pitch.
Oh my gosh, wow. Then there are the parents who take the call of the wild a little too seriously and bring in support from large, dangerous animals. Seriously, what? But thankfully, no animals were harmed in these wild stunts. Just don't try this at home, please.
You want to help him?
Yeah, there we go.
Right here. There you go.
Are you ready?
Gotta hurry.
Oh my God! Yes!
Oh my gosh.
That was pretty cool.
That was interesting, right? And then finally, and then we'll discuss, some gender reveal parties can really get away from you literally. These expecting parents might have to wait just a little longer to find out.
Hit it hard! Oh, man, strike out! Oh! Not her! Oh, no!
Erica, oh my gosh, especially the last one. You're dying to find out the gender of your child, and then there it goes.
This whole thing is so ironic. Do you know that the first documented gender reveal was in 2008 with a woman named Jenna, who actually did the first documented one for Chicago Now blog. She had a cake, cut the cake, and the cake was pink on the inside. Easy peasy. Turns out, all these years later, that Jenna's child is non-gender binary openly, and she now advocates for people not doing gender reveals.
That's amazing.
You should put one blue and one pink in your sleeve for your next baby.
Wow. They do look like they have balloons in there.
They just pop one and reveal.
I know. I can't even take myself seriously. That's why I tape them down, people.
You look like you're in Knots Landing.
What's Knots Landing?
People are laughing at home right now.
Erica, stick around. Coming up on DBL, terrifying moments when an iceberg literally flips over with people on it. We'll show you the shocking surprise as it was caught on camera. But first, we are talking with parenting expert Dr. Catherine Perlman. She weighs in on de-escalation tactics in tense situation. Who gets the job done, police or social workers? The answer may surprise you. That's coming up next.
Tomorrow on DBL, a chef who faced having her restaurant shut down for good, but the pandemic put her on a different path toward an amazing comeback and feeding thousands of kids for free.
We just try to do what we're put on this earth to do, and I feel like that's my purpose, is to feed people.
That's tomorrow on DBL.
Ladies,
Welcome back to DBL. Who is better trained to de-escalate dangerous situations, social workers or police officers? Well, Dr. Catherine Perlman says it's not the cops. Al spoke with her earlier in today's DBL Spotlight.
Dr. Catherine Perlman, welcome to DBL. You recently wrote a very powerful article talking about how social workers are better trained to de-escalate dangerous situations, even more so than police officers. So let's get started. How do you believe that social workers could specifically help the police?
So it's so interesting. The majority of calls that police are getting are not for violent crimes. They're really for petty things, homelessness and mental health issues, suicidal ideation. And this is the kind of things that social workers are trained to do every day. And so the more social workers could work with police and crisis teams to handle these calls, I think the better the outcome.
All right, let's talk about the death and arrest of Daniel Prude, the man who was naked on the streets of New York, having a mental health episode.
Get on the ground. Put your hands behind your back.
Let me up! Get the
Doctor, do you believe the outcome would have been different if a social worker had been on the scene?
First of all, social workers, we believe in the dignity and worth of every person, regardless of your situation, of your behavior, of your diagnosis. And we're used to seeing people at their worst moments. And so when I saw that video, he's naked, it's snowing. And, you know, after they secured the handcuffs, there was nobody really trying to engage him, trying to calm him down or make him more comfortable. There are so many ways that this could have gone differently, just showing some humanity for this person. And then, you know, I hear people joking and laughing, and I'm thinking, this is a human being. Like, he's having a psychotic episode. He deserves compassion, empathy, extra care, especially once the scene was secured and safe. You know, that's really the time to try and engage and make him more comfortable.
You know, not to put my own spin on this, but honestly, I just feel like the way that we view mental health in this country, quite frankly, for a leading nation is embarrassing. I feel like we do not pay enough attention to it. We don't give enough attention to people that have just lost a thread, having a schizophrenic attack issue, or just our vets coming back home to maybe have PTSD, or all things in between. I just feel like we try and just cage them without really dealing with the actual issue, and we just keep seeing this case over and over and over again, and I'm frustrated.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And honestly, being a police officer is a very hard job. You see a lot of trauma. You have a lot of anxiety moments, very difficult situations, but there is no culture of caring for the mental health of officers. I think that has to change, where we see mental health as important as, you know, getting a colonoscopy, you know, taking care of your needs. And especially for police officers, I think that things would be very different if they were allowed to get counseling, if it was open to talk about your feelings and some of the stresses of the job.
My life changed when I got counseling. I was like, oh, I could have done this 20 years ago. Oh, all right. Well, you know, reading your article, I saw that you've been in a lot of dangerous situations. Can you walk us through one of them that you handled instead of the police, and why it was important for you to be there?
I've had to break up fights of grown, large men just by myself, no weapons. There have been times where I've been grateful for police assistance, but the majority of the time it's just me, my voice, my body language, and my ability to de-escalate the situation.
Dr. Perlman, I feel like we are all better off for you being out there. Thank you for joining us on DBL. And for those of you out there looking to learn more about the doctor, visit our website, thefamilycoach.com. Thanks again, Doc. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Are you
Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, we've got a crazy viral video for you. Two men have a close call with an iceberg near the North Pole. The pair were climbing on it when it began to flip over. They desperately tried to cling on before falling into the ice-cold water. The iceberg nearly falls on top of them, but luckily a wave swept them clear of it. Oh, I can't even imagine how terrifying. Okay, so Erica, do you have that photo that you teased about earlier?
I do, Sam. I have the photo. I found it. The infamous Gabrielle Union David Swimmer photo.
Oh, that is funny.
That is good.
Did you mean to do that?
My husband. So they kept calling. They used to say that Anthony looked like Ross, and then we were sitting at dinner. And they're like, pull up Ross when Gabrielle Union was on there, and then we took the photo. So yeah, we put it.
Erica, that's hilarious. That could be a Halloween costume. It's that similar. I love you, E. DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.